Round one, fight!
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Tournament Fights. I am your host, Jordan, the Movie Hero Anderson, and this is Tournament Fights episode 118. This is Best Movies of 2014 Championships. If you've been following along with us, we did a part 1 Monday. We had a part 2 on Wednesday, and then we're taking the Sweet 16 from each of those brackets, and that's what's going to be here tonight. So we're going to determine a greatest of 2014, and then, of course, as always, it is the ladder series, so the Elite 8 will move on to face the movies of 2013 coming up next month. And just a little sidebar, I want to say that we have finally reached 200 subscribers. Like, that might not sound like a big goal to a lot of channels, but for us, it was a big goal, and so we want to do some giveaways every 100 subscribers. So we're actually at 201 is what we're currently sitting at, and we have a little giveaway that Austin has Dawn of the Dead 4K Blu-ray set that I got a little picture there though. Let's throw up that, but he has the actual physical one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put all of our subscribers, all 200 of you, into a randomizer, and the first person that we pull out will be the winner. But of course you have to have 4K capabilities. If you do not, then we'll have to redraw, but until we find someone who does. But yeah, and then also too, I just wanted if you tuned in to the first 2 episodes, you saw that it got a little chaotic, and I just want to mention that some of these movies that did not make it, because some of them had a tough matchup, because there are no seeds in tournament fights. We do everything randomized, and so some of these had tough matches, but some of them did not. Some of them, just the way people voted, it just depends on the particular panel, how they want to vote, if they're feeling chaotic that night, or like whatever it may be. But movies that could be here but did not. And also, you may hear some from years past. Don't worry about that. That's those movies moving up the ladder to face the movies of this year, if that makes sense, and you'll kind of see how it goes. But not on the list: Mad Max Fury Road, The Kingsman: The Secret Service, The Hateful Eight, Captain America: Winter Soldier, Sicario, What We Do in the Shadows, Birdman, Boyhood, and Nightcrawler were some of the biggest omissions I caught. Maybe some of you guys may have caught even a couple more that I didn't catch, but those are some big ones. So, but we'll go ahead and we'll introduce our panel for tonight. So we'll start with my co-host, as always, Austin Pez. Welcome back from vacation.
I am back. I survived Vegas and Arizona desert snow, driving on snowy mountain roads, and all kinds of fun adventures I had,
Nice.
in the middle of the desert and in the middle of Vegas. But yeah, I am back. And no, you don't have to show a picture, Jordan. This is the real thing. As you can see,
There it is. See, it is real.
Factory sealed, real because of a shipping error. I have 2 copies of this. So this is my copy. This is the copy we're going to give away, still sealed. So I have 2 of these. Don't need both of them. So I'm going to give away this one. This thing retails for, roughly $50 every time you go, look up it online. And occasionally it's hard to find. It's only on eBay. It's kind of, they made a limited amount of them. This is Second Sight 4K. So of the original OG Dawn of the Dead, one of my favorite horror movies of all time. So
and once we get to 300 subscribers, we'll have another giveaway. We haven't decided what it's going to be yet, but I want to try to have either like a similar or even something a little better each time. Maybe we'll see. So.
But I joined Movie Hero before it was cool, when me and Jordan were doing SNL shows, and I think when I joined, you had maybe 25 subscribers or something like that. I mean, we were just talking to a couple of people, but it's all good. But yeah, we've had a good time, been on this journey. So
yeah. So it'll be fun. But we also have joining us tonight. We have Jacob Barber in the house. How's it going?
It's going. I am here. still battling the sickness. Have been doing this for 2 weeks, and just when I feel like I'm getting better, it's like, no, I'm still here.
Yeah.
Do what I do. Just start drinking heavily, Jacob. It'll kill anything in your body.
Yep, exactly.
You need something harder than that. Just drink vodka on the regular. You'll be all right.
Yeah. Or just do what I do. I sleep for like 12 to 14 hours straight until it's gone.
Pull up Wolfman really quick. Me and him will tell you exactly how to remedy your sickness.
Yeah. So we do have
I know.
Wolfman here.
So
hey,
you can cure any ills by joining us tomorrow night when we drink along to Leprechaun in the Hood and get completely obliterated. That'll kill any sickness in your body. I can almost guarantee it.
So, yes. Yeah. See, our monthly mistake actually can help people as well as the.
I could join you.
You could join us.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
In the Hood.
If you want to join us, we would be honored to have you.
It's been a minute, but apparently the drinking game involves stuff like anytime there's rhyming, which is like the entire movie, anytime there's a racial stereotype, which is a lot of the movie, amongst other things. So, it's going to be bad.
Ooh, every time someone probably every time the leprechaun gets high, because it's like
it's like that, or every time he says "I want me gold," which is all the damn time, So it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It's gonna be. I'll have to watch that tonight, actually sober.
I always watch it just like I just get it all out of the way. I watch it all the same day. I watch it earlier in the day, then we do our thing and just get it all out of the way.
Yeah. Well, one more little sidebar. In about 5 minutes, I got to take care of a little something for my work. I'll still be on camera, but if you see me texting, it's a time sensitive thing I need to submit to my work. So I'll still be hosting and doing that, but I may be doing something on my phone, just so you all know. But let's introduce our other two guests. We have a first timer on Tournament Fights that I did rank them and some trivia with. But we have Dan Skip Allen. Hey, what's up?
Hey, how's it going? Hopefully, I won't be completely lost during this since I haven't been here for the last couple episodes.
Yeah, you'll catch on pretty quick. Yeah, it's pretty simple. So, but then also last but certainly not least, we have Brian Nussbaum here. How's it going?
It's going good here for a championship episode, my favorite episode to be part of, and justice for Paddington.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
That one didn't make it.
I am so glad that Frank Grillo's Punisher from Purge Anarchy smoked that little stupid bear. Get that shit out of here.
But here's the thing: is you can be thankful to my internet, because literally I was going to just to piss you off, Austin. I was gonna I regretted my troll vote now because of my internet. My internet went wonky last night, and I was like, Mad Max Fury Road was my favorite movie of that year, but I was like, you know what, just to see what happens, I'll vote Paddington. And then I was gonna go take it all the way, and then my internet dies, and then Punisher goes, or the Purge Anarchy goes through. And the thing is there was 2 votes for Paddington, and so if I would have voted,
well, that's karma for you. So don't fuck around on Tournament Fights and find out.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Yep. Well, we can go ahead and get started. So, Austin, you want to explain how it's going to work tonight for anyone who might be playing the first time watching?
On the first time, I swear it's much easier than it sounds. I swear, but yeah, this is the championship of our 2014 ladder series. So again, you might see a few movies that have hung around from previous episodes, mixed in with some 2014 stuff. But we took this is a part 3 essentially. So we took the Sweet 16 from part 1, Sweet 16 from part 2, and we mashed them all up in here into this bracket of 32. Malcolm made the bracket, randomized them up for us, so there's no seeds or anything, and we just go up and down the ladder, switch order each time, and basically when we get to you, just give us which movie you think deserves to move on and a quick reason why. We try to keep it to 20-30 seconds a pop, something like that, and we'll just see which thing wins the championship. Once we get to the inner brackets, Sweet 16, Elite 8, et cetera, we will go into kind of a speed round mode. It'll just be a quick 10 seconds or less. Go with your gut and get it going. So it's easy, Dan. I promise you'll catch on very, very quickly. So don't you worry about that.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm going to bring up the graphic here. So we got that. Hang on, let me get this on my end so I can see it a little better. And yeah, so as always, there's just one last thing to say is let's do this.
We're going to play a wonderful game called Who is Your Daddy and What Does He Do? It's showtime.
What do you say we cut the chit-chat a-hole?
May I see your invitation, please?
Sure. Here's my invitation.
Let's do this, Schmidt. Yeah. Just like we always do, Jenkins. Jenkins, Jacob. Oh, sorry.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. And I want to have them answered immediately.
I mean, come on, I just don't see a problem here. Let's just do it.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm pumped.
You serious?
All right, so that's our first bracket up on here.
Right.
And
Yeah,
Brian will be
the
up
first
first.
one. So
Yep.
No, not
Yeah,
all right.
be-
It's all right.
All right.
yeah, right. It'll be all right.
All right, so starting with
We have Interstellar
Brian.
versus While We're Young.
Yep,
Can't
Noah
talk-
Baumbach
yeah,
versus
right.
Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
not the biggest fan of Interstellar. I saw it once, not the biggest fan of it. It went a bit too long for me, so I'll go While We're Young.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan,
Well,
what do you
Dan,
think
which
this
one do you wanna
matchup?
vote
What would you
for?
vote for?
Yeah.
What are we looking here? What am I up here?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It's your
So
turn. We just go up the
yeah, we
ladder.
have
and we give
Interstellar
everybody-
versus While We're
everybody
Young.
starts.
Which one would you vote for in a tournament?
I don't even remember ever seeing While We're Young. I don't think I ever saw this movie, so I mean, I have to go for Interstellar. I'm not the biggest fan of Interstellar, but I don't think I've ever seen While We're Young. Who's in While We're Young?
Ben Stiller, Adam Driver.
Ben Stiller, Adam Driver.
Yeah.
It's also directed by Noah Baumbach.
the Oliphant
Actually, I
in there.
did see While We're Young, and I hated it. Interstellar.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Good reason. All right, Wolfman. What do you
All right.
think?
Wolf. Yeah.
So, yeah, I have seen both of these. I like While We're Young, but didn't love it. But I will say, Interstellar, to me, I've seen this film so many times. I own the 4K. This film is like masterful in my opinion. I always find something new out of it, and it just affected me on such a visceral level. Like, I would drive to the docking scene music just if I wanted to be in an intense moment. Like, this scene, this movie is amazing, and was one of the top 5 best movies of 2014 for me. So I'm gonna say Interstellar.
Yeah. Well, Jacob, what do you think?
You know, guys, I don't think there's a better opening match for WrestleMania than Bret Hart versus Owen Hart. This match, we're watching this right now in the background. And yeah, such a great opener.
WrestleMania
Haven't
10,
seen-
Madison Square Garden, 1994.
Yes,
Yeah?
that's correct.
Yeah.
I haven't seen either of these movies. Interstellar is probably one of the bigger blind spots for me.
Ooh, yeah,
I've heard pretty mixed things on it. Like, people either love it or people just like do not like it at all. Like, there's no, yeah, that movie was fine.
Yeah.
While We're Young, I like the cast, so I'll eventually get to both of these. Which one would I probably get to first? Probably Interstellar. So that gets my vote.
Yeah. And Austin, what do you think?
Interstellar is my second favorite Nolan. I love this movie to pieces. I think it's absolutely a masterpiece. I'm the same as Wolf. I listen to the score all the damn time. I love it. I've watched so many videos of people doing covers on different instruments and stuff. It's great. I drive to it.
When I was doing like an essay for school, I literally turned on the docking music and it made it much more intense because it was like due the next night, and I was like,
Make you want to rush through it. Yeah.
Go do what I did. Walk around looking at the Grand Canyon recently while listening to the Interstellar music. It'll change your life. Interstellar gets my vote.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. And also too, just real quick, I wanted to shout out a couple of people in the chat. I think one of Wolf's friends, because we got Exotic Gabe there, says yo.
Yes, that is someone who knows both Ross and I. Yeah.
Nice.
He's a cool guy.
That's awesome. And then also a good friend Sarah. She's been tuning in pretty consistently. So what's up, Sarah? And thank you for those getting people to subscribe. We appreciate that. She's
Thank you.
You've been helping out with that. So
Yeah.
yeah. But for me here, yeah, I really like While We're Young. I actually think that it's really good. It's got a lot of like themes of family and like loss and like different things like that. But like Interstellar's all timer for me. Like I just love this and like for the people who love this movie, it's just hard not to get emotional and like several different times. I always talk about like the stacked cast with like Matthew McConaughey, Jessica Chastain, John Lithgow, Casey Affleck, and then Matt Damon. Like me and my brother always say like we want to punch Matt Damon for what he does in this movie, but yeah. And then like it gets really weird at the end. And when I first saw it, I wasn't sure about the stuff near the end of the movie. Like it gets really weird, but like it's actually kind of grown on me. Actually, kind of appreciate it. So yeah, I'll vote for Interstellar.
All right, so we're only for Interstellar, so let's put it through and we'll move on down.
Right, Interstellar. Moving on.
Oculus.
Next we got Oculus. It's The Purge.
Ooh,
so
that's a tough one.
Sorts. I mean, The Purge is semi-horror, but yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
all right. Well, we switched the order now, so it goes up to Dan. You'll be first on this one. So, Purge Anarchy or Oculus? What do you think?
Boy, I just been looking forward to picking between these two pieces of garbage. I mean, is Olivia Cook in Oculus? Does anybody know?
No, that
Karen Gillan's in it.
Karen Gillan's in it.
Mm-hmm.
Katie Sackhoff.
Yeah, Katie Sackhoff.
Katie Sackhoff and Karen Gillan. All right, I'll go for Oculus because Purge Anarchy, piece of garbage. Oculus ain't much better, but hey, it's the better of two evils here. I'll go with Oculus.
Yeah. Well, Wolf, what do you think?
So I don't think so. I used to think both of these were garbage, but I don't think Oculus is really anymore. Now that I've I rewatched it when I was doing like a Mike Flanagan like marathon or something, and I was like, and I do enjoy it. It's not his best, but I still enjoy it. I think this film is good. Every single Purge movie is utter piece of dog shit. I do not like the Purge whatsoever. The fact that the bear did not like make anarchy to this franchise is I'll never understand. But because of that, I'll have to go with Oculus. So
yeah. Well, Jacob, what do you think?
I forgot how much I liked Vince McMahon on commentary. Yeah, you think about him now, and you're like, but
what a maneuver!
Yeah,
what a maneuver! Him and King are pretty good. Again, haven't seen either of these. Which one would I probably watch first? Oculus. So that gets my vote.
Well, we'll see if you can fit in the whole matchup this time, Jacob, because it's a shorter episode. We'll see.
I don't think he'll get through all of WrestleMania 10 tonight. We'll see.
Yeah.
It's a 2:45, so.
Yeah, you might.
Yeah, but on a regular episode, maybe
you might make it to the ladder match. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, Austin.
I very much enjoy both of these movies. I think both of these movies are a ton of fun. I think they're great. I think Oculus is hella underrated. Great Mike Flanagan movie with smart characters that plays with some of the ideas in the movie really creatively. And I think The Purge Anarchy is a vast improvement on the original one, taking this in the middle, downtown during the actual purge. And yeah, Frank Grillo basically as the Punisher, and he's awesome. I would totally buy him as an actual Punisher. He's great. And I dig it. So just because it seems to be getting trashed on, I'll give a vote for The Purge Anarchy because I think that movie's a hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that movie that we were talking about earlier in the green room before the show, The Devil's Due, like it's got the same Zach Gilford in this movie, like he's in Devil's Due. Yeah. So, and I actually like him as an actor. He's from Friday Night Lights, and he plays the backup quarterback that gets like thrust into the spotlight. I actually do like both of these movies. I think that the Purge of Anarchy, like kind of like it's been I mentioned, Frank Grillo's almost like the Punisher, and like he's got that really cool car and like some big guns and things like that, and makes for a fun time, kind of like One Crazy Night movie. But But I mean, Oculus though, that's got two of my celebrity crushes that I have a hard time voting against: Karen Gillan and Katie Sackhoff, and yeah, it's pretty hard to beat those two together. So I'm gonna go with Oculus.
Sackhoff, more like never mind.
Ryan?
Now horror person Sogo Projanarchy.
Okay. All right. Well, it's 4-2 for Oculus.
So speaking of
Oculus,
Devil's Due,
right.
because I'm still riding the hype of like Scream 6, I see Devil's Due is on HBO Max, and because that's from the same directors, Tyler.
Don't do it. It's a bad movie. Don't do
I
it.
might rewatch it again.
I like it. You might appreciate it
Oh
more. I
my
don't
God.
know. But
Terrible movie.
one of my guilty pleasures, but yeah, and also shout out Malcolm. He's probably tuning in from work. So hey, what's up, Malcolm? Thanks. Yeah, but thanks for putting this bracket together. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. But yeah, we have a Walk Among the Tombstones, Liam Neeson, up against The Most Violent Year with Oscar Isaacs. So
what did a Walk Among Tombstones go up
It
against?
had a fucking easy bracket.
I can't remember.
Like an
It's
easy,
an easy one.
nothing happening. Walk into the championship is what it had.
A Walk Among the Championship. Yeah.
Thanks for telling us you don't watch the shows, Wolfman.
Yeah.
No, I mean I listen to the shows because they're long.
They are. No, I'm just messing.
Well,
Wolf, you're first.
Yeah, Wolf.
You gonna vote for it?
No, I'm not. But I was gonna have a Most Violent Year if it wins. That's why I'm gonna. That's why I'm giving it a Most Violent Year. So I don't know.
Yeah. What doesn't make it? You see Wolf just like in this little screen destroying stuff like everywhere. Yeah, but Jacob.
Seems like overkill. A year? I mean, be upset for a couple minutes, but a whole year?
Yeah.
Well, if you see the movie, you might know why.
I'm kind of intrigued. I'm going to give it a vote.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
it.
So.
Yeah, it's got Jessica Chastain there, and then I think like Albert Brooks is in it too. So, but Austin.
Yeah, I saw Walk Amongst the Tombstones in the theater, and like, what an utterly mediocre movie. Just like, yeah, it had an easy walk into the championship. Yeah, it's not going to go any further. Most Violent Year is a superior film. So, yeah, Most Violent Year.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I do like both of these. I like A Walk Among the Tombstone. I think that's better than a lot of Liam Neeson's other generic things he's been doing recently. There's a little more mystery and like a murder mystery kind of thing. But like I think there's like some kidnappings going on, something like that. It's been a minute since I've seen it, but in Most Violent Year, I watched it for the first time, and yeah, the movie's great. Like Oscar Isaacs is such a great actor. Like it doesn't matter like if what he's in is fairly mediocre. Like he's always great in it. Like because the movie, what I like is like he's just this guy that's like he's trying to run this oil business in New York City, and like he's just like trying to do it by the books, trying to do it the right way. He wants to follow all the rules, all the regulations, and people keep dragging him down and like dragging him in other places. And he's the owner of this company. He has to deal with like people coming to attack his employees and crazy things. They're like stealing his trucks and so he just has to figure out how to deal with it. And so it's pretty interesting how it all goes down. So yeah, I'll go with The Most Violent Year. So Brian. What do you think?
Based on the poster, I'll go with The Most Violent Year.
Okay.
Yeah. Sounds good. Dan, what do you say?
Yeah. I've seen both of these films. I'll tell you, amongst the whole era of Liam Neeson action pictures, A Walk Among the Tombstones isn't that bad. It's not the top of the top of all of the action movies the last 20 years, but it's not one of the worst ones. It's actually decent. But Most Violent Year is an absolutely fantastic film. I mean, I grew up in this era when we had the gas shortage and the oil shortage, and so it became a commodity where mobsters were getting involved and hijacking trucks and stuff like that. I mean, you used to have like people parked for blocks trying to get into gas stations because there wasn't gas. And this is based on a real story. It really happened. And it was really a rough time in the late 70s, early 80s when this took place. And Oscar Isaac, Jessica Chastain are fantastic in it. So yeah, I'm going with A Most Violent Year.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds good. So
the Most Violent Year.
Yeah, it'll be a Most Violent Year. Let's see. Up next, we had This Is Where I Leave You.
Yes.
Going up against Selma.
Okay.
Right. So it'll be Jacob first.
I swear there are movies on here that I have seen.
Yeah.
We're just getting all the ones that I haven't seen out of the way first. Because we're 8 for 8 so far. I haven't seen either of these. I remember being when This Is Where I Leave You first came up, being pretty intrigued by the cast. But I've heard good things about Selma too. So again, it just goes to that, if both of these were in front of me, which one would I choose to watch first? Like, just what's my personal preference? And that's probably This Is Where I Leave You.
Yeah. Austin, what do you think?
Justice for the Hateful Eight. So I'm voting for This Is Where I Leave You because Selma is overrated. It's fine. It's got a good performance in a mediocre movie. Ava DuVernay has proven herself more than once to be a complete fluke. And that's why she got dumped from Marvel because they saw that shitty movie, A Wrinkle in Time, and we're like, yeah, we don't want any part of that anymore.
Yeah.
You're out of here. Sorry. And Selma, as Wolfman stated, I've seen at the Dollar Tree on Blu-ray for $1. So it tells you, and plenty of copies, how much that movie is revered now. So This Is Where I Leave You gets my vote.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, I do like both of these, but you're right about Ava DuVernay. Like, she was a fluke. Like, she did such a great job with Selma, and then we got one of the most horrible
worst
pieces
movies
of
I've
trash
ever
garbage
seen,
I've ever seen.
Ever.
Yeah, like
ever
made
ever.
The Wrinkle in Time.
Ever.
And I remember that I read the book in like 5th grade, and the book's really good, but this movie's like barely has that much to do with the book other than the time travel and a few of the character names and things. But yeah, but Selma's good. I think that it kind of falls back on the performances in the movie, but yeah, This Is Where I Leave You is great as well, because Adam Driver, Jason Bateman, Tina Fey, Jane Fonda, Rose Byrne. The list just goes on. There's way more than that. I won't say them all, but yeah, and I think that it's great. So I'll go This Is Where I Leave You. Yeah, Brian.
I'm going to give it to This Is Where I Leave You. As a big surprise for me, cried during a lot. Great chemistry with the characters. And yep, it's directed by Sean Levy, who did like Big Fat Liar, that did Just Married, Chip a Dozen, all those films. And I cried George for a lot. It was a great surprise, great dramatic performed by Bateman. So yeah, This Is Where I Leave You.
Yeah. Well, Dan, what do you think?
Yeah, I think This Is Where I Leave You is just one of those throwaway kind of, somebody dies, the whole family comes back to the house, blah, blah, blah. There's not any real drama or any real interesting subplots or story beats with any of these. They get this amazing cast, and they're all just a bunch of garbage characters in the movie. But now an absolute masterpiece is Selma, and David Oyelowo gives one of the greatest performances of the last 10 years or 15 years as Martin Luther King Jr. And there's a lot of dramatic stuff on the bridge. And this is during a really tough time in this country's history. And I think Ava DuVernay really captured how difficult it was during this era in our country, especially in the South. And David Oyelowo was a fantastic actor, and this is the movie that really put him on the map. So I'm going with Selma.
Yeah. Wolf, what do you think?
So I promise you, I own a Selma Blu-ray from Dollar Tree, but my pile is so junky. I literally was just trying to go look for it, and I cannot find it. But I promise you, I own it.
Don't worry, just go to Dollar Tree and get another one for $1. I won't set you that.
Yeah, right.
Last time I was there, they had about 20 copies. I think you'll be all right.
Yeah.
But No, I've actually never seen This Is Where I Leave You. I was going to today actually because I thought it was like recently added to Netflix, so I was like, oh shoot, but I never got around to it. It sounds interesting. I want to check it out, but I love Selma. It's one of the best civil rights movies. I thought that David Oyelowo, like he should have been considered for an Oscar or should have been nominated for an Oscar for this movie. He was that incredible in it. And the fact he wasn't is kind of crazy. So I'll give it to Selma.
Yeah. Well, I think it's This Is Where I Leave You,
Where
right?
I Leave You, 42.
Right. Yeah, 42. All right. This Is Where I Leave You. All right. We have Babadook next up against Neighbors. So yeah, some of these movies making it here because of just the luck of the draw and the matchups. They had easier paths, but I believe that it's Austin first.
Yeah. Both these movies are good. I don't know if either one of them is great. I think Neighbors is perfectly watchable. It's a fun little comedy. I've seen it maybe 2 or 3 times. It's all right. And the Babadook, I loved initially. Then I rewatched it, and I wanted to smack the shit out of that little kid. Like the whole movie.
Yeah.
Like he got on my nerves, like the whole movie. But I still think the acting's pretty good. I think some of the scares still work. So I'll go with the Babadook.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that they're both good. Yeah, and I think there's one I would say it's almost like it's like teeters on being great, and I think that's the Babadook. Like I really like it. I think that's a really underrated horror movie that's probably like really underseen by a lot of people, and yeah, it's a really creative story. Like this creature just comes out of a children's book, like a dark and demented children's book, and just terrorizes this mother and son. And yeah, like it gets pretty haunting, and yeah, I think that's one of the more creative horror movies. I really like Neighbors. I mean, it is one of the movies that gonna show me Rose Byrne's actually like really good at comedy. Like she was one of the funniest parts. And then I actually liked I like Dave Franco or like Chris Mintz-Plasse or whatever you say his name. But yeah, because I was remember Dave Franco like doing the Robert De Niro thing, like at the window, the little face. But I gotta go with the Babadook. I think it's just better. So yeah, Babadook. Brian,
I'm going to give it to David on this one. I quite laughed a lot. This was one of my favorite comedies of that year. And great surprise performance by Zac Efron. Never knew he could do comedy like that. So Neighbors.
Yeah. Dan, what do you think?
In a decade full of really terrible comedies, one of the rare funny comedies is Neighbors, and the chemistry between Rogan and Efron are pretty good. Like you said, Rose Byrne's really funny. They did the sequel, which wasn't that good. But the Babadook is one of those films that came out in an era where there was a resurgence of horror, the horror genre, and Jennifer Kent is a voice that, I mean, we just really need more of in this genre, and she really brought something new to the table. She also did The Nightingale after this, and it's one of the best horror movies in the last 20 years, really, and it's part of that renaissance of horror that with these odd different types of horror films and different voices and different styles and so forth, and you got to vote for the Babadook here.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if Wolf is around, if you're here or not, but if you're not, we can go to Jacob.
We're still looking for Selma. Let's go to Jacob, though.
Yeah. Went to the dollar store really quick to go buy another one. Yeah.
It's $1.25 now.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Thanks, inflation. Thanks, Biden.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
I haven't seen the Babadook. I've heard good things about it, so I'll probably get to it eventually. Although I'm not a horror guy, so probably lower on my list than some. But Neighbors, I watched. I told you there were movies on here that I've seen. We finally got to one. Neighbors is an enjoyable comedy. I think Seth Rogen and Zac Efron are pretty good together. And I laughed quite a bit. I think it works. So I'm gonna go with Neighbors.
Yeah. Well, there's some love for Neighbors, but I think it's going to be
it's 3-2 though,
right.
So it's close to a tie. So it's
close.
We kind of need Wolfman, so we'll move on. We might have to move on for a second to come back to that. So
we can come back if you want.
That's great.
If he votes for Neighbors, then it's a tie. So I'm just saying.
But also, that's kind of what you get for not being around here. You know, your vote doesn't get heard.
Did he abstain by not being here?
Although I'll say this. Let's say he votes for Neighbors and it goes to Brian. Brian voted for Neighbors, so but right now it's the Babadook. That's the situation we're in. So I kind of need.
If we want to come back, I guess that's fine.
We'll come back.
But also a shout out to Ross. He's tuning in, and I know Wolf is friends with Ross. Maybe he's consulting with Ross somewhere. But we do have Birdman. For some reason I thought Birdman didn't make it. So there you go. There's one reprieve.
He typed in the private chat, Wolf did, that he's voting for Neighbors. So
Neighbors.
Neighbors.
So,
all right.
So that's a tie to Brian, and that would be
Brian.
Neighbors. Okay, so there we go.
Oh, all right, Neighbors. All right.
Neighbors taking out Babadook.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Sad. There might be some spite votes coming up.
I know. Wolfman betraying his horror roots there.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. But
okay. All right.
But so we do have Birdman. It is here going up against John Wick.
Yeah.
And in this championship match, we get these really tough ones sometimes. So and it'll be me first, I believe.
Yeah.
And for me, so I know that a lot of people are big fans of Birdman. Like, it's not for me. Like, it's just not. It's just too artsy and too weird. Like, I just don't really get it. Like, it wants to be a superhero movie, but it's about like a guy who is portraying a superhero or and some kind of weird Birdman. It's not Batman. It's Birdman. I don't know. Like, it's just kind of weird to me. So but the John Wick movies, those movies are. The first one and the third one are in my top 5 movies of all time ever made, period. Like, I love these movies so much. And they kind of came out of nowhere when the first John Wick, like we got a trailer about 2 or 3 weeks before it was released in theaters. And like, look what it's become now. We're getting a 4th one, and like it's become a beloved franchise. One of the few original franchises that we actually have going right now from the last few years. And that's not pulled back from like the past, you know. So yeah, I got to go with John Wick, and I'm also a big Keanu Reeves fan. I'll vote for most of his stuff. So yeah, John Wick for me. Right. Brian.
Yeah, I like John Wick, but I'll go with the Birdman. The way how they filmed it all in one take was impressive. Love the cast. So yeah, I'll go with Birdman on this one.
Yeah. Well, Dan.
Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing Birdman in the theater, and I thought it was really a great film, how they did the entire thing in one consecutive tape. There are some cuts in there. You just can't tell what the cuts are. But it's kind of a meta take on superheroes. And, of course, you know, Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu cast Michael Keaton because of that meta idea. The only thing about that film that I was really upset is I thought that Boyhood was a better film, and Boyhood didn't win any Oscars that year, not even for screenwriting or anything. And I'll tell you right now, when I saw John Wick, I was absolutely blown away. I was surprised that something like this could fly under the radar and create such a great franchise. And, you know, the killing of the dog was just such a motivational thing and set him off in that franchise. And it really, a lot of animal lovers were like, damn, yeah, go kill all them damn Russians because of them killing your dog and all this stuff. And then, of course, we're now on the 4th film, which I'm going to my press screening on Tuesday for John Wick 4. Nice. And I absolutely love John Wick 3 as well, Jordan. So I'm going to go with John Wick here because of my Boyhood love and Birdman beating Boyhood for all those Oscars. And I really did love John Wick a lot. So I'm going with John Wick.
Yeah. We can vote for any reason. I mean, it's kind of like you love John Wick, but also kind of a spite vote against Birdman a little, maybe.
Yeah,
but
that's fine.
But we'll go to Jacob.
Wolfman
voted
for Birdman.
Voted for Birdman.
So. Oh yeah, it was in the chat. So another vote for Birdman.
Jacob.
Yeah,
how's that Bam Bam Bigelow Doink and Dink match? Is that fun or is that
oh my
terrible?
goodness, they go from like the best match of the night
To the worst match.
well, arguably the best match of the night because this is
Nice.
this has a couple contenders, but
Nice.
it's good when Bam Bam and Doink are in the ring, but when Luna and the Dink are in, it's not good at all. But we finally have a matchup of two movies that I have seen, and yeah, I think Birdman is impressive for like the filmmaking aspect, like the way they were able to do these shots. Watching some of the behind the scenes, they had to do these long takes, and that and I think that's impressive. I know I wouldn't be able to do that. 2 minutes, and I'd be like, okay, what are we doing? They would do like 10-minute takes, and it's amazing. But I think it all goes down to a matter of preference too. And like, well, I think Birdman might be like the better made movie. The movie I would go back to, and I have gone back to more, is John Wick. I love the action. I think kind of kicking off this Keanu-sance. And I've loved what he's done since then, with the exception of there's been a miss here and there, but John Wick isn't one of them. So I'm gonna go with John Wick.
Yeah, and I will say John Wick's the reason why we don't have Sicario here, because that was a tough matchup. It was either John Wick or Sicario, so it ended up being John Wick. Yeah,
it's a tough one. It's two tournament winners before.
Yeah, right.
So 2 heavy hitters. Yeah, I mean, Birdman's good. I've just never really gone back to it, but I remember liking it when I saw it in the theater, thinking that Ed Norton kind of stole the movie. I thought he's really good in that movie. And yeah, John Wick. I mean, let's be honest, it really wouldn't have been a franchise has they not introduced the Continental and that organization and the gold coins and all this sort of thing, the simple thing that they set up in this movie that they were able to expand on to a somewhat ridiculous degree now, kinda, where like everybody and their mother is an assassin in the world, apparently. It doesn't seem so secret to me. Like, hey, you got the secret organization, but everybody on the street is an assassin. Okay, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, it's still a lot of fun, and the first one still just really works as a good revenge thriller. So yeah, I'll go John Wick.
And I can't remember who brought it up, but one of our other shows, like in the first John Wick, like he was the boogeyman. He was the one that everybody feared. He was the Baba Yaga. Like the way they set it up, that like the main villain, like he's so terrified of him. Everybody is, but then he, like when he like answers the phone, and then he finds out, he's like, what, like whose dog did you kill? He's like, John Wick. He's like, oh, like, and you can just tell, like, my son's going to die. He is screwed. So yeah. So like, I hope maybe in John Wick 4 they kind of get back to that where like everyone is just terrified of him. I don't know. We'll see.
So real quick, I know that I probably lost, but can I get like a little word in?
Yeah.
Sorry, just got here back. I was just taking a call. So for me, Birdman, I just want to talk about this movie just because I'm glad this was in the championship. And, but to me, this was the #1 best movie of 2014. I was blown away by this film, the themes it was addressing, what it was talking about, how it's just about the industry itself, and just like there's and Michael Keaton should have won the Oscar over Eddie Redmayne. I think even people.
No, it was Matthew McConaughey, wasn't it?
No, it was Eddie Redmayne that year for Theory of Everything.
Was it? Okay.
Playing Stephen Hawking.
Oh yeah, he was great.
And like it, despite if y'all say like, oh, the movie's pretentious, I think even those people I've heard have agreed that like Michael Keaton should have won the Oscar. like people.
Well, the movie wins all those Oscars, and who doesn't win Michael Keaton? So that's kind of weird, right?
Yeah,
exactly. So it's so strange, but yeah, I was blown away by it, and I rewatch it like so many times, and it's a masterpiece for me. So I would have gone Birdman, but I'm not surprised John Wick made it through. But this is a tough matchup because I love John Wick as well. So.
Well, John Wick's a heavy favorite on tournament fights, so yeah, it's a tough one. So yeah, but yeah, we'll see what we got next. We got How to Train Your Dragon 2 up against the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Well, this is easy.
course I know. Yeah,
This is
but yeah, we'll go to Brian.
easy anime person, so I'll go with House of Dragon 2 on this one. My favorite sequel, the House of Dragon series, and not a big fan of Big Bad Budapest, so House of Dragon 2.
Yeah. Well, Dan, what do you think?
Well, at the time, there was only 3 writers of my website. That one of the websites that I write for 2 currently, and the 3 writers, we all did our top 10 films of the decade of the 2010s, and a consensus vote came out between the 3 of us, and the one that got the most votes was the Grand Budapest Hotel. And I absolutely think this is a masterpiece. I think it's one of Wes Anderson's best films he ever directed. The cast is phenomenal. There's action, there's comedy, there's drama, just the set production, the music. Just this movie is an absolute masterpiece, and I don't throw that word around lightly. This should have won more Oscars than it did in that year. I can't even remember if it won any. It should have won more. It was just absolutely one of the best films I had seen the entire decade. And in this, it's a no-brainer for me. There's no contest here. Grand Budapest Hotel should be the winner by a mile.
Yeah. Sounds good. Wolfman, what do you think?
So, How to Train Your Dragon 2 is, I've talked about it in the stream last time. It is one of my favorite sequels, period, to a film. Like, it is, because it's one of those sequels that literally surpasses the original film. And that's one of those things that's hard for a sequel to do. But the sequel I actually prefer to the original How to Train Your Dragon, and I love all of them. It's one of the best trilogies ever made, period. But I love all of them, but it's just the second one just was, oh man, it's so good. And the fact Big Hero 6 or whatever the fuck beat it over I'm never gonna forget that.
It didn't win any Oscars. It didn't win any.
Yeah.
How to Train Your Dragon franchise didn't win any, and how is that possible?
Yeah,
so dumb. And it's some of the best anime movies we've had in recent years, and it's just, man. But Grand Budapest Hotel. Listen, I like you already, man, because you come in here praising Grand Budapest Hotel, and I agree with you. I am right there alongside you. This film, to me, is utterly masterful. From like the score, like you mentioned, the like it's so deserved its score win. This the cast is all excellent here. The performances, the writing, the witty dialogue, like what Wes Anderson's all. I'm biased a little bit because Wes Anderson's one of my favorite filmmakers in general. Like I love a good chunk of his work, but this to me is his magnum opus. I think this is like his best thing he's done, and so for me, I would definitely give this to the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. Jacob.
Yeah, this is a close one for me. I actually really enjoy both of these movies. I think the Grand Budapest Hotel is really good. Yeah, like Dan said, the great production design, great characters, great story. But I think I'm gonna go just slightly. How to Train Your Dragon 2. I do think it's a really good sequel, kind of on par with the first one for me. But I don't. It's one of those trilogies where you can say any one of them is your favorite, and I don't think you'd be wrong. And
you know it's a damn good trilogy when like the third film is like the weakest, and you're still saying it's phenomenal. That's when you have a great trilogy.
Yeah. I like the way they just expanded, and I love the characters in this trilogy, and who wouldn't want to have a pet Toothless? If you could train him, like if it was not a wild Toothless.
Get a live action version of this. What do you think?
Yeah.
You think it's gonna be any good?
Yeah, they're gonna be a live action version. Who knows?
No, the Disney live action remakes are bad enough. Don't do that.
Yeah, those are bad enough. We'll see what the DreamWorks now doing a live action, but But Austin, what do you think?
Well, I'm glad all the praise is out of the way because I can't stand fucking Wes Anderson. I hate Wes Anderson movies. I hate Wes Anderson sets. I hate Wes Anderson dialogue. I hate Wes Anderson goofy whatever shit he does in his movies. The way people, I can't stand this shit. Like, I hate Wes Anderson movies. I hate him. I'm in a ranty mood tonight. I don't like Wes Anderson.
Nice.
I don't like Wes Anderson. I think the best thing Wes Anderson related is the SNL parody they did about the midnight coterie of sinister intruders if he made a horror movie. I think that's the funniest shit that has ever been related to Wes Anderson. Can't stand it. So this is an easy vote for How to Train Your Dragon 2, which is the superior film.
Yeah, well, you know me, like I'm right there with you, Austin. I can't stand Wes Anderson. Screw him. Like I can't stand any of his movies. I've tried time and time again to watch his movies. They're just really weird. Like everything's at these like weird right angles and like weird color schemes and like the weird goofiness and artsiness.
That's what makes them
like,
nice.
It's like
They're like
it's
a
like screw that.
they're like
It's
like
director.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
not
just like
director. It's not the
the
cookie cutter
same
thing you see from everybody else.
the same
single
the same
Every
time. Fuck that shit. And it's
single
boring. Like
fucking time.
boring
It's
as hell.
boring.
Like I'm just like no, thank you for no.
So you don't even
like, not
appreciate
for
like
me.
the artistry, like
No.
the paint. It's like a
Nope.
painting. It's like
Nope.
a paint.
Yeah,
the whole
I don't
movie
care.
You
is
know what
like
I
a-
appreciate? The beautiful artistry of How to Train Your Dragon 2's CGI and world and landscapes.
And the score.
Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, the score, everything's great. Yeah, I appreciate that.
And also, I appreciate a movie that's actually
appreciated-
entertaining
I
and something that
appreciated
you can
Wes
relate
Anderson's
to.
set design when he did it the previous 10 films. So yeah, I appreciated it then.
Yeah, because like, at least How to Train Your Dragon, they got a movie set in like the Viking era, and it's very relatable too. Like it's like everyone says like oh, Toothless, he's just like my dog or my cat or like whatever, and like it just that make it very relatable. And as far as animated movies goes, I think this is one of the best trilogies out there. And I still haven't seen the third one, so that's a blind spot that I'm gonna see soon. But I have seen the second one, and I think that it's good. Like probably maybe even better than the first one. So yeah, I'm gonna go How to Train Your Dragon 2.
And also, if I'm not mistaken, they all tuned this out to Stitch because the same director did Lilo and Stitch.
Oh yeah. Like I see the similarities too. Yeah, that totally makes sense. So
By
yeah,
the way,
How to Train Your
they're
Dragon
about
2.
they're about to fuck over Lilo Stitch, and I'm about to be pissed because they're doing a
Oh,
live
stupid,
action.
another live action.
Yeah,
one.
screw that. No more live action Disney movies. I'm done with it. I'm done.
And,
I hate
and
these
they
things.
casted Zach Galifianakis as Peakley.
Oh my
Oh,
lord!
weird.
Oh, Jesus.
Just
This
gonna be
is-
getting
Fucking, I'm
goofy,
already
weird
done with that
shit.
Little Mermaid shit just because of Melissa McCarthy as Ursula. Like, I'm out, bro. I'm fucking so out.
Yeah.
Like, fuck all that. I'm just not even bothering. No.
Now we're getting like
Wow.
our 10th Peter Pan like live action movie that we've had like in our
No,
lifetime.
the next Peter
Like,
Pan
no,
movie I'll
I'm
watch
good.
is Peter
Like,
Pan
no.
Neverland Nightmare from the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey guy. That'll be the next one I watch.
Oh yeah.
I'll watch those movies all day.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you go.
The next Disney adaptation I'll watch is the Bambi horror movie
Yeah.
that I got
Well,
director.
Yay!
Out
Yay!
day.
yeah, the Bambi one. Yeah, there we go. What happened to Bambi's mom? Oh, she
Wow.
got-
Okay, this is
got
the
shot in the
perfect
head,
matchup. This is
we got Draft Day
actually,
up against $1 Million Arm. What's sports?
actually the
Yeah,
perfect
the-
matchup.
The perfect
Like,
matchup. Yeah. So
oh man.
Dan is up first.
yeah. So this time it'll be Dan first. So what do you want to go for?
Well, you guys don't know me that well, but I'm a huge sports fan, and I'll tell you this: $1 Million Arm is a really good kind of underdog story, and it really was coming off of John Hamm in Mad Men, where he was just like winning Emmys and so forth. But this Bollywood type of situation where he gets these Indians and tries to turn them into pitchers. One of the couple of the guys are actually in the WWE now as they're in NXT, but they were on WWE. One guy tweeted out a photo. He got fired, but he got brought back. And there's the whole thing with those guys. But one of the guys from $1 Million Arm is actually in the WWE, and he had a decent little career for the Pittsburgh Pirates. It was a good movie, but I thought how they turned something so simple as Draft Day into a great like dramatic movie with like Frank Langella and like what a great cast. And then you had the different I think you had Chadwick Boseman was in it. You had Alias, what's her name?
Jennifer Garner.
Jennifer.
Jennifer
What's her
Garner.
name?
Garner.
Jennifer Garner is in it, and then you had Smallville's Superman. He's in there, and Jerry O'Connell. I mean, just all these people that pop up, and how they weaved in the ins and outs of what an NFL draft. Of course, it's a movie, so they just kind of accentuate what goes on in an NFL draft. And I thought, for a guy who's been in so many sports movies, Kevin Costner really sold me as this character, and he wanted to make this draft his draft, and it's the Browns. I mean, let the Browns win something, let them win the draft one year or something, because they suck as a football team franchise. So I'm going to go with draft day here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm also a big sports fan. Like I like see your little profile picture, Dan. You must be a Celtics fan, which is cool. Like I like the current Celtics. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, all those guys are like killing it. So yeah. but anyways, Wolfman, I just wanted to shout that out. But
speaking of sports, today I finally watched Creed 3. So
Creed 3 is awesome.
It was
so good.
It was really, really good. Like really good. I probably liked it more than the second one. But so this is the perfect matchup because I don't know why they both feel almost like the same movie. Like they have that tone.
Well, trying to recruit.
That's and so, but for me, I'm going to say $1 Million Arm. I saw this one actually in theaters. I didn't see Draft Day in theaters, but I remember going with my dad to see $1 Million Arm. We both really enjoyed it. So, I'm a $1 Million Arm.
Jacob, which one you got?
I enjoy both of these movies. It's been a while since I've seen $1 Million Arm. It's been quite some time actually, but I've seen Draft Day a few times, and I love the behind the scenes aspect of it. I think this is a great movie. This and kind of Moneyball, as we've said before, would make a great double feature. So I'll go Draft Day. The date on the poster, great day.
April 11th. What's it?
Great day.
What's that day? Is that your birthday?
Just the greatest day in history when yours truly was brought into this world.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. Well, April birthdays are the best. I'm an April birthday, so
Sagittarius.
Yeah. So I could give two shits about NFL drafts. I could give two shits about sports agents, all that behind the scenes shit. And having said that, I fucking love Draft Day. I think Draft Day is awesome. And I literally just watched it again on the plane, like coming back from Vegas the other day. Like I had downloaded it, I watched it again. This movie rules. It's excellent. I just love how everything kind of comes together in the last 15-20 minutes. Like it just weaves a really good story, and it's exciting. It's a better thriller than most thrillers. It's really good. It's excellent. So, and some of the best on the phone acting you'll ever see. So Draft Day.
So I really like both these movies. I saw $1 Million Arm in the theater. Draft Day I did not, but I did watch a 4K on a really high definition TV, and this movie really pops. It actually does. For just the kind of sports behind the scenes type of movie. And actually it's really beautiful to look at, surprisingly. And they did with the Browns, but I'm a big Seahawks fan, so I kind of like the back and forth when he's going back and forth with the guy from the Seahawks. So
there's a little bit of Jaguars there at the end with Pat Healy.
And they get shafted. The Jags get shafted like they deserve to be shafted. They don't deserve anything to happen to them. So I was glad to see the Jags get pilfered.
Well,
it's cool. They still have the greatest comeback in the history of the NFL currently. So there you go.
Oh really? Yeah. Super Bowl. 2017 Super Bowl. Nope. That's not the greatest comeback in the history of the NFL.
The Jaguars one is the greatest because of all the shit they did in the first half. That's why.
All right, if you think
because they're throwing 4 interceptions in a row and then coming back and winning the game, that's the greatest comeback of all time.
Yep. All right, whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think both these movies are great. But a draft day is really really good. Yeah, I kind of like the analogy that you made about the thriller, Austin, like the thriller aspect, and yeah, it's got a really good cast. Even like some small roles from like Sam Elliott when he pops up as like one of the college coaches. I forget which Wisconsin, I think it is, but yeah, so it's really really good. And like on the Disney sports movies, those are all movies I grew up with. Like they're always really fun to watch with my family. Like those are kind of ones we'll sit around and watch. But I think Draft Day is just a little better. And shout out to Ivan Reitman. It was his last film, and he killed it. So yeah. But Brian, what do you think?
You know what's great about Draft Day? You get one of the greatest ball rookies, Griffin Newman, in it.
Nice.
Yep. I quite enjoyed Draft Day a lot. It almost made it by 128, but it's almost there. I quite enjoyed the film a lot. Very heartwarming story. So yeah, Draft Day.
Yeah.
Draft Day.
So
All right.
it'll be Draft Day.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cool.
Yay.
So got next. Oh, that'll be the end of that side because it's the F bracket. So yeah. So it's a little shorter. So that's cool. We'll went on over. See what we got over here. Oh, we got the final girls. There it is. It's Fury though. Ooh. Oh, man, it'll be tough. Yeah, so it'll be Wolfman. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, this one's definitely tougher than what Final Girls had in the last bracket. Although, who knows? Because Days of Future Past is a better movie than Fury, and Final Girls beat Days of Future Past. So you never know.
Yeah. Surprisingly, yeah.
But I will. But this is tough. You know what? Because Fury, like, it's literally, I liked it a lot, but literally I've only seen it once, and it was because it was like just so sad. Like whenever like just the story behind it, like it really got me emotionally. And so the Final Girls I've rewatched multiple times. This movie is a blast. I enjoy it. And for those who don't know what this movie is, I'm going to try to sell you on it again and see if y'all vote on it based off of me selling it. It's about these girls who go to see a horror movie, and pretty much they get sucked inside the movie, or they're living out, like they go inside the film and they have to like live out the events of the film, and they have to like fight the actual bad guy from the film and all that stuff. So it's super meta. It's really fun. It's even emotional at times. So yeah, for me, I am definitely going to go with the Final Girls. Probably the greatest PG-13 slasher out there. So
yeah. Jacob, what do you think?
I haven't seen either of these. I know I've had a few days to see Fury. Still haven't. Didn't even know what the Final Girls was until it was a snub from the 2015 episode. Wasn't a snub for me because obviously I didn't even know about it. But no, Fury is one that I've heard nothing but good things about. And probably, a bigger blind spot for me. So, it goes down to that logic again. If both of these were in front of me, which one would I want to watch first? It's probably the one that's been on my radar more, and that's Fury.
Yeah. Austin.
Yeah, I've seen the Final Girls. I was happy to see it, make it far. I wouldn't have voted for it over X-Men Days of Future Past personally. I don't think it's that good. I've watched Final Girls once. I liked it. Probably due for a rewatch. It's been a minute. But I've rewatched Fury probably 5 or 6 times. Like I think this movie's awesome. Like I think this movie is fantastic. Love the ensemble. Everybody's great in it. Shia LaBeouf steals the movie. He's great. John Berthold's awesome. Just one of my favorite war movies of the last 20 years. Like I love it. So I'm going Fury.
Yeah. So I actually watched the Final Girls for the first time to prep for this. I actually really dug it. It's a good parody of Friday the 13th. It's and it has some great humor in it. I actually really like the special effects too, especially like when they light like what like Jason type character. I forget what they call it, but it's the guy that's kind of playing like a Jason Voorhees guy.
Yeah.
They light him on fire, and he's like running after him, like on fire. Like the effects are like really really good, and like even some of the like just the cinematography is like even good in it. Like I was pretty surprised. So yeah, and then it also has Thaisa Farmiga, who is the younger sister of Vera Farmiga. So that's cool. But
and this is a better this is better Tyson Farmiga movie than The Nun. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, it's way better. Yeah, and I like how they're not afraid to kill off some of the like the bigger well known cast too. So that's kind of cool. So but Fury rules though. Fury is awesome. Like it's just a really really great story. Like you have Shia LaBeouf that like didn't shower for a week or something. Like really got into the you know, want to call it the like acting mode for it. And then of course Brad Pitt, Logan Lerman, Michael Pena, John Bernthal, just a lot of those guys. It's just really great. And yeah, and also I'm from Idaho. Shia LaBeouf came to a train over at Gowan Field outside of Boise. We have a tank division over there, so that was pretty cool. There for 6 weeks or something.
And let's not forget, Shia LaBeouf has gone a little bit too far. Like I don't know, I forget the name of the movie, but like he was in this one movie that came out like I think in 2020, and it bombed hard at the box office. But apparently, he got real permanent tattoos on his body to play the character, and the movie was a critical and box office bomb.
Wow!
Like,
yeah, it's a little crazy.
Wow, he just did that.
Well, at least he's going full methods, though. But yeah, I'm gonna go Fury here. So, Brian.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the Fargo with this one based on the premise of my game. That really intrigued me. I haven't gone around and watched the whole movie. I just saw the trailer for it. Looks like a lot of fun. So Fire Girls.
Yeah. Well, Dan.
Well, based off the fact that I never seen the Final Girls before, and I have seen Fury, and I liked it a lot, we'll go with Fury.
Yeah,
a nice run.
Fury 4-2. Well, it won the tournament, so whatever.
Yeah,
it's now a former winner. So when we get to our 128 of former winners, we'll see it again. So
that's true.
Yeah, we'll see it will not be the final time for the Final Girls. So
right. Yeah, it will not be the final time. Yeah, we got Guardians of the Galaxy, which we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Which I don't know how that made it here.
God,
but whatever.
Oh God,
yeah. Y'all voted for it over something insane.
Good.
Like something good. Like what the hell was it? I almost want to say it was the Winter Soldier for some reason. I don't think it was the Winter Soldier. It was something.
It might have been the Winter. No, it was
that. Then I'm literally.
It was the Kingsman. Yeah, the Kingsman.
How did Kingsman with Kingsman?
I mean, sorry.
How the hell?
The first Kingsman, the Secret Service.
Yeah, Kingsman, the Secret Service. How did it?
Yeah, the Secret Service. I have no idea because we had Chris and Malcolm and a bunch of guys that are just into that.
JPO.
Goofy.
Yeah, JPO. Yeah, but
oh my God.
Yeah, so this time it'll be Jacob first. So
yeah,
what's it gonna be?
Yeah, I don't mind the first of the newer Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think there's some fun moments in it, but I've talked multiple times about Guardians and how it was, one of the biggest surprises because I knew nothing about these characters. I really only went to see the movie because Batista's in it. I'm a wrestling fan. Let's see how he does. Went and saw it. Absolutely loved this movie. Blown away. I've seen it. I don't know how many times since then. I think it's still got like the best humor in the MCU for me personally. Absolutely works. I love all these characters, and I know that when the third one comes out, I'm going to be sobbing because of a raccoon, and I don't know if I'm ready. I'm gonna go here.
Yep. Austin.
Yeah, I don't mind those two Ninja Turtle movies either. I don't think they're like amazing, but I don't mind them. But I'm a much bigger fan of the OG, like 1991, overall. So if it was that, it'd be a tougher matchup. But I'll go Guardians on this one because I think Guardians is better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I absolutely hate these Ninja Turtle movies. Like, fuck these movies. I hate them because I am a massive, massive diehard Ninja Turtles fan. If you were to zoom in back here, I have all the Ninja Turtle pop figures. I got the Turtle Van. I have like Turtles a picture that's above the key sword here. I have Ninja Turtles fighting Wolverine. I got Ninja Turtles all over the place, and I've read most of the comics, and like these are not the turtle big hulking alien weird. I don't know, like it just doesn't really work for me. They're supposed to be teenagers, and screw whatever they're doing with this new one, Mutant Mayhem. Like the animation looks cool, but like they're like little kids. They have sounding like 8-year-old voices and stuff.
What about
like,
teenagers though?
Well, not teenagers. They're like
They
children.
sound like they're
like
7.
little children. Yeah, they sound like they're 7. I'm like,
Right.
what are we doing here? Are we gonna ever do anything decent with Ninja Turtles besides the 1990 movie or the original like cartoon? Not really. So, yeah, I gotta vote for Guardians easy by a country mile because I am a massive fan and I'm really looking forward to the new one that's coming out. So yeah, Guardians. So, Brian, what do you think?
Yep. I quite enjoyed the Train 14 Ninja Turtles, but I'm gonna go Guardians. Guardians made you fall in love with a raccoon and made you tear up with a talking tree.
Yeah. And also, like, why would you cast Megan Fox for freaking April O'Neil, one of the worst actresses working today? Like, screw that.
You gotta go that
No, thank you.
As Vern.
Yeah, it should have been Kristen Stewart.
Oh no.
Kristen Stewart would have been way
Definitely
better.
not. No, definitely not Kristen Stewart. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know
she would've
who
made a great
would play. I can't think of someone off the top of my head.
She would have been better than. She would have been better.
Maybe
than
Florence
than
Pugh
Megan
or something
Fox.
like that. I don't know. But
In 2014?
I don't know. Yeah, that's probably too young for her. I don't know who you would have. I was just throwing out a name, but Dan.
Yeah, I think Guardians of the Galaxy is one of the best MCU movies of the entire MCU. It's top 5 for me in there, and I just think the chemistry between this cast is phenomenal. I mean, James Gunn took a lot of characters a lot of people did not know. Of course, I knew who they were because I read all the comics, but and he just made it fun and entertaining. And the second movie's not that good, but the first one is one of the top of the MCU movies. This TMNT wasn't that. Teenage Mutant isn't one of the better ones. I'd say probably the original. And I'm right with you, Jordan, as far as none of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff even comes close to the comic books. It's some of the best comic books of the 80s, and they've never even come close to adapting those comic books the way they should have been adapted. The TV show really took a left turn with them and made it into this kind of stupid thing that a lot of 90s kids might like, but I'm not from the 90s, so I hated it. So Guardians.
Yeah, I appreciate the like 90s and 80s cartoon, but I mean it's still not exactly what the comics are. Yeah, you're right. But also shout out to my friend Hannah. She is also tuning in. What's going on, Hannah? Thanks. But Wolfman, what do you think?
So yeah, not only the comics are great, but also the video games like Shredder's Revenge and a few other.
Oh yeah,
that came out. Yeah, those are also
some new ones that are actually really good. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not a fan of these, and the second one's even worse. Like,
yeah,
it's just
Brad Garrett's Kang.
Yeah,
yeah, Brad Garrett. Oh my gosh, what are we doing?
Yeah, and it was not again. As a kid who grew up with Ninja Turtles and Transformers, like Michael Bay, just fuck off. You're ruining my childhood. All right.
Yeah. Running most of cinema.
I don't even know, like, honestly, why we made this matchup. Just Guardians of the Galaxy, like, hands down.
Yeah. Yeah, we could have just passed it through. Yeah.
Well, you never know. I mean, Turtles made it to the championship somehow.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, this is a championship
weirdos.
bracket. So I'm trying to at least give all these movies their due, I guess. But yeah, but it'll be Guardians of the Galaxy, pretty easy. So. We have the Penguin of Madagascar that made it. That somehow, I don't know.
What did that beat? I'm curious.
Yes.
I can't remember, but I think that it didn't beat anything big. It had a pretty easy walk to the finals, I think. So, but up against St. Vincent, is anyone going to vote for the Penguins over?
Yes, I will absolutely vote for Penguins over St. Vincent. Absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
Over St. Vincent? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, you're
I'm
the most McCarthy fan, yeah.
No, it's not even that. Like, she's whatever, but like, I think it was kind of boring. I just didn't dig it. I like stuff like Lost in Translation better. I didn't really dig St. Vincent. I thought it was okay.
Lost in Translation is in my top 64 coming up.
Well, you're up first, Austin. Yeah, so you can.
Yeah, I don't think St. Vincent's that great. That's fine. I think the Penguins of Madagascar is fucking hilarious and a fun movie. So I get more enjoyment out of that than St. Vincent. So I'll vote for Penguin. Yeah,
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I do like, to be fair, I actually do like the Penguins of Madagascar better than any Madagascar movie. Like I think that they're pretty funny. The TV show's even pretty funny also. But I really like St. Vincent. Like I really like Melissa McCarthy doing dramatic roles. I think she's really good at it. And then throwing Bill Murray, Naomi Watts, and then I forget the name of
James Lieberheimer.
the kid. Yeah,
Lieberher.
yeah.
Jordan Lieberher.
He's from It. Yeah, he's in that movie. Or wait, are you thinking of Jaden Martell? Is that what it is? I think that's what it is, right?
Oh, is it? Oh, it's not Jordan Lieberher. It's Jaden Martell. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's Jaden Martell. Yeah, but yeah. So St. Vincent's great, and also like it's one of the few Melissa McCarthy's not in one of her husband's movies where he's freaking directing, because those movies all suck.
And her husband not in the film at all.
Yeah. So, which like it's like really weird. Like if you look closely, Melissa McCarthy, she was even in a Super Bowl commercial, and her husband is at the very end. He's in that thing. It's like what do you like?
He has
everything.
Jacob understand this reference, but her husband has X-Pac go away heat. You know, like there's a thing in wrestling called go away heat, where it's like, it's not necessarily you as a person. It's just like everything you do is annoying and like bad, and like we just don't want to see you on TV anymore. Like just go away. Like you're not getting heat for being a bad guy. It's just we're just done with you. Like go away. So
that's why.
I'm sure he's a nice person, but he's just not right for these movies. But yeah, St. Vincent for me. But Brian,
St. Vincent, one of my favorite. My 138 loved the chemistry between Bill Murray and the kid. Larry Watts, great. Loved her accent as a Russian type prostitute, and Miss McCarthy has some good comedic moments in the dramatic role. And plus, I was even on TV today, so I catch it again. It's that good. St. Vincent.
Yeah, well, we almost forgot about even putting St. Vincent in the tournament, but then Brian reminded Malcolm last minute, and here it is in the championship. So. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, Penguins took out the Shallows, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, what we do in the Shallows?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, get out of here,
yeah.
dude. Come on.
Like I don't get that one either. No.
Come on.
Like
y'all were fucking.
Hard to vote for a movie I haven't seen.
Okay, but like, okay. And we do that all the time. Like we vote for movies we haven't seen all the time.
Not against movies I like.
I know, but Jordan says you guys should take this one more seriously. So why are you voting for the Penguins over what we did in the Shadows?
Because I haven't seen it. I just said that.
Yeah. Well, then you need to fix that. Go see it. But Dan,
actually, I'll tell you. I think the Penguins of Madagascar is the best of the Madagascar franchise, and those guys, I love the spy aspect. They're like spies and doing all this kind of stuff, but it still doesn't hold a candle to St. Vincent. I mean, this is probably this is one of the best things Melissa McCarthy's ever done in her entire career, and it was really underrated little indie film that I enjoyed that year. So I'm going with St. Vincent.
Yeah. Well, Wolfman, what do you think?
Just purely based off of justice for what we do in the Shadows. And I like Penguins of Madagascar quite a bit, but yeah, St. Vincent, just justice for what we do in the Shadows.
Yeah, and I actually like Ross's comment here about TMNT. Make a TMNT Last Ronin movie. I'd be down for that. Yeah, totally.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, but Jacob, what do you think?
So I remember starting to watch St. Vincent. This was a while ago, and for whatever reason, I turned it off. I don't know if I wasn't into it, what the situation was, but I remember starting to watch it and turning it off, and I haven't gone back to it since. But yeah, no, the Penguins of Madagascar. It's one of those situations where you take a side character but this time it works. Like sometimes not so
Puss in
much.
Boots works.
But
Puss in Boots worked.
yeah. Puss in Boots, like it's there's some that work,
Yeah.
and this is one of them. But like the Minions, that doesn't work for everyone. And there's other instances, but I think the Penguins absolutely are the best part of the first 3 Madagascar movies, and it made sense that they got a spin-off. So I'm gonna go with the Penguins, but because I've seen it and I like it.
Yeah. Well, I got some love for Penguins still, but I think it's going to be St. Vincent. So, all right. We have X-Men Days of Future Past. There it is. Going up against
come
Chef.
on.
Oh, man, that's a tough one.
Neither one of these could have gone up against the Turtles. God damn it.
No, no. Yeah, right. Well, I think it's me first.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I really like Chef. Like it is really good. Just like Jon Favreau and John Leguizamo, and then like him bringing his son along this like food kind of road trip in a food truck, and it makes you really hungry. It makes you want a Cuban sandwich. Shout out Scarlett Johansson also, but yeah, it's no X-Men Days of Future Past. That movie is awesome, and it's one of the best to involve both casts too. Like it's really, really good. Like it might be the only one. I can't remember if they combine the cast before another time, but like yeah, but it was really, really solid, and yeah, I think that they had to go with Wolverine. Like he's a fan favorite, and like it just makes sense that he would be able to survive that trip back to the 70s. And yeah, like I mean there are a few like writing issues that get a little wonky, but besides that though, I actually like love everything else about this movie. So I'll go X-Men pretty easily. Brian?
This is an extremely tough matchup. I'll do the Jacob Barber logic, and these two work for me, which I would choose. I would choose Chef.
Oh, okay, sure. Well, Dan, what do you think?
Yeah, I'll tell you right now. So let me think. Jon Favreau's coming off Iron Man, and he's a big star, and everybody wants to work with. He does his own little indie movie about him getting fired from a restaurant and becoming a food truck guy, and he gives himself Scarlett Johansson as his wife. Go figure. Yeah, that's great casting there, Jon Favreau, and Robert Downey Jr. is in here.
Hey,
give me
listen,
a break, Jon Favreau. Give
Adam
me a
Sandler
break.
has been doing that every damn movie. So,
well, I don't like Adam Sandler movies either, and I don't like Chef.
Drew Barrymore, Jennifer Aniston,
Jon Favreau. I mean, that's a little bit egotistical. How about give yourself a wife that maybe might be married to you instead of Scarlett Johansson?
Well, you never know.
Days of Future Past, all the way, phenomenal. Probably in the top 2 of X-Men movies, and fantastic. Combining the cast, one of the best comic book stories. It was going to be a hard story to adapt into a movie, and they really did a great job with it. And then they added the Anna Paquin cut later on, but whatever. Say whatever you want about that.
Well, to be fair,
so
Goodacre was his wife for the film, not Scarlett Johansson was his girlfriend.
I don't know what you said, sir. I don't know what you just said.
Yeah, Sofia Vergara was his wife for the film, and
Sofia Vergara
was his girlfriend.
Yeah,
so one 10 or another 10. Okay.
yeah, and I think he was just pulling from the MCU because like even Robert Downey Jr. like he owed him one to make a little cameo in it, So
yeah.
He was doing that. So, but Wolf.
So I am kind of. So Days of Future Past is obviously this is probably the hardest matchup, but Days of Future Past is an excellent film, one of the best comic book films ever made. But I'm kind of wanting just because I know where it's going to go, and
Jacob doesn't like that. Be careful.
And there's this is
he loves
movie,
that.
This is a movie like I feel more people need to really appreciate and like watch. I will lean towards Chef.
Yeah. Well, Jacob, what do you think?
I don't like when people assume they know where things are going to go. However, it doesn't count this time because I haven't seen Chef yet, and I love X-Men Days of Future Past. I think it is amazing. I need to get to Chef. I probably will eventually. I've heard nothing but good things about it. But yeah, Days of Future Past. I love the whole time travel. The combining of the two casts. I think it's great. So Days of Future Past will get my vote.
And it's the first X-Men movie to have Sentinels, freaking Sentinels in it. Come on.
And also the Rogue cut can fuck off, and only for one reason is because these movies have ruined Rogue. That is not Rogue. If you read the comics or you watch the anime series, that's not Rogue.
No,
might get a cameo in Marvels. Might get a cameo for Rogue in the Marvels.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'd maybe, I don't know. I actually am 50-50 on that. So that'd be a wait and see for me. But Austin,
I think if a movie wants to be really good, you cast John Leguizamo as like a side guy.
Yeah.
You don't cast him as the lead.
Yeah.
Because like when he's the lead in like The Pest or some shit, it's terrible. But like when he's a side guy in Chef, or he's a side guy in The Menu, or he's a side guy in John Wick, or he's a side guy in whatever. Like if he just shows up as like a side guy, like
even a side voice in the Ice Age movie.
But then he's in Silent Night and he's terrible.
Yeah,
I love Silent Night. Silent Night's great. Fuck
It
that.
is, he's awful in it.
I think he's having a blast. He knows exactly what movie he's in. He knows exactly what movie he's making in Silent Night. And I think he's just playing kind of almost like a caricature of those types of guys. I think he knows exactly what he's doing. He's a better actor than people give him credit for.
I like him in it too. Yeah.
Having said that, I'm voting for X-Men Days of Future Past. The Chef's good, but Days of Future Past is better.
Yeah. Days of Future Past. Moving on. Okay. Okay. We have Housebound, if anyone's seen it. I saw it, but it's Top Gun Maverick.
Fuck you guys. Fuck
you. Yeah.
Can we just pass it through?
Well, it's all random, but I mean, we could just pass through Top Gun unless anyone wants to.
Wait a minute, no,
like,
Wolfman's having a fit. You gotta let him talk about it.
What's this movie called?
No.
It's called Housebound. It's a New Zealand movie, and it's actually pretty decent. It actually is, but it's getting an unfair matchup here.
But how does Top Gun Maverick get in here? It's 2014. This didn't come out till 2022.
It's a long story. Don't ask. I know.
Yeah, like it's part of the ladder series. It got enough votes to be here to see if it can contend.
Yeah, so for every year, 8 movies move on to the previous year. So from this tournament, 8 movies will make it to the 2013.
We're gonna see how long they can last.
And let me explain real quick. The reason I said, "Oh, fuck off," and just did his whole storm and just walked away like that is because don't even make this a match. Top Gun's gonna win. No one saw Housebound. Just skip it.
I've seen Housebound.
Next thing, but no one even.
I saw Housebound.
Gonna vote for it. Everyone's all like, "Top Gun, I get a boner for." So go fuck off and give it to Top Gun. Okay.
Yeah, I never saw Housebound, but I wouldn't have voted for Top Gun against anything else. But I never saw that movie, so I can't vote for something I never saw.
I never seen Housebound either. Right?
Well, Housebound's good. I think it's a little slow to start, but once it gets going, it gets really good. So, but like basically, like for anyone who's curious, it's a movie where the main girl, like it's a New Zealand cast, but she commits some crime. I can't remember what the crime is, but she's on house arrest, and the house she's on house arrest and ends up being haunted. But then there's also some people they're like crawling around on the walls and some weird things with the neighbors. There's some like interesting stuff. So yeah, but. I'm probably just going to move Top Gun to save some time because unless anyone wants to vote for Housebound over it besides Wolf. So
we start back with Brian again.
Move it on.
With the next one, is it starting back with Brian again?
Yeah. So we'll
Creed was hanging on from previous year. Yeah, Creed hangs on from 20.
Oh, damn! This is a hard match.
Edge of Tomorrow.
It was Edge of Tomorrow. So yeah, and Brian, you're first.
Yeah, this is a good matchup. If these two are in front of me as well, which I would choose, I would go with Creed.
Yeah. Dan, what do you think?
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, probably one of the top 2 or 3 performances of Sylvester Stallone's career as the aging mentor figure of the Burgess Meredith character from Rocky in Creed, and he gets robbed for an Oscar by Mark Rylance. He should have won the Oscar that year.
That's one thing we can agree on, Dan, is Mark Rylance actually was overrated as hell.
Yeah, it's overrated.
Stallone should have won.
And then with Ryan Coogler directing, coming off of Fruitvale Station, taking his star with Michael B. Jordan, really rising him up into a character and creating an entire franchise, which, I've seen Creed 3 twice, and I absolutely love it, even though there's some contrivances and some putting the horse before the cart scenarios in that movie. I think Tom Cruise putting his ego aside and being a kind of schlub, like a douchebag, and end up being this kind of guy where he's playing second fiddle in a lot of ways to Emily Blunt, and the chemistry between those two is fantastic. And Edge of Tomorrow, and also I love Brendan Gleeson, and there's supposed to be a sequel of this. I don't know where the hell the damn sequel is. We should have had it already. This is taking way too long to come up with the sequel. But I have to absolutely go with Edge of Tomorrow here.
Yeah, I'm kind of skeptical on the sequel if it's really going to happen. But yeah, shout out to Cold Activation. He's like, this show and everyone on it is the definition of autism. Well, there might be a couple of them there of us on here that may be on that scale. I'm just saying. But and then also Ross is going by Creed by a hair. But Wolf, what do you think?
Yeah, this is the hardest one so far because both these movies are almost even for me. But but I'm going to say, because I'm in that Creed mood after seeing Creed 3 today, I'm gonna lean towards Creed.
Yeah. Jacob, what do you think?
I love matchups of movies I haven't seen against movies I have seen. They're my favorite because it's so easy to vote. I haven't seen Edge of Tomorrow yet. Seen Creed a few times. I think Creed is really good. And yeah, I agree with Dan about Sylvester Stallone. Great performance. One of the best of his career. It's a shame that he didn't get a supporting win. So I'll go with Creed. I haven't seen Creed 3 yet, but I'm pretty excited for it.
Go see Edge of Tomorrow. I think it's on HBO Max or something. You're missing out.
Yeah. You should go watch that. Yeah, it's really good. But Austin?
Yeah, Edge of Tomorrow was one of the biggest surprises of that year. Like, just because it had a pretty bland trailer. It didn't get a lot of marketing for whatever reason.
Bad marketing.
Bad marketing. Bad title. It should have been
All You Need Is Kill. Could have been a third one.
All You Need to Kill or Live, Die, Repeat could have been either a better title. Either one of those could be a better title.
Yeah.
But yeah, it ended up being probably the biggest surprise of that year. I didn't even know my boy Bill Paxton was in the movie until I went and saw the movie, and he's great.
He's awesome.
He had two good movies, that and Nightcrawler. He's been good in both of those movies that year. But yeah, I'm gonna show some love to Edge tomorrow because don't get me wrong, I think Creed's great, and I fully agree that Mark Rylance's one-note performance in Bridge of Spies was nowhere even close to Sylvester Stallone. I don't get that shit. I never will get that shit. I'm not on the Mark Rylance train. I don't think he's that great of an actor, honestly. Stallone was better, but I'm still going to show some love to Edge tomorrow because there's still people who haven't seen this movie. You got to watch this movie. This movie's great.
Yeah. Well, the only thing I've ever liked Mark Rylance in is a movie Don't Look Up, the Netflix one, and I didn't even love him that much in it, but he's kind of playing a goofy kind of.
And I liked him in Bones and All, Austin. He was good in that. But.
Yeah, he was
all right. But he's just. I feel
good.
Like anybody could have done that. I'm the creepy guy.
Yeah, right.
About anybody could have done that part. Any older actor. I don't think it was that special.
Yeah.
Mark Rylance in Ready Player One.
Wait, which one?
Ready Player One.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah, for me though, like I'm on a Creed 3 high, and I will fight anybody. Creed 3 is better than any movie released in 2022. Period. End of sentence. That movie freaking rules. That movie is awesome because I went and saw it after I saw Cocaine Bear, and I was really disappointed. I thought that Cocaine Bear actually sucked.
It's March 10th, Jordan.
Well, I didn't even laugh once. Like at all the whole entire time in Cocaine Bear, and I'm like, all right, but Creed 3 is freaking great. So and so I'm on a high for that, and I love all the Creed movies. They're kind of on the same trajectory as the Mission Impossible movies. They just start getting better and better with every single one. Just when you think the next one isn't going to get any better, they top it, and it's a great directing debut for Michael B. Jordan for Creed 3. But for this Creed is Sly Stallone got the snub. I agree, and this movie is awesome to introduce a new character, a new legacy character. So yeah, let's go Creed.
All right, Creed 4-2.
Yeah.
Terrible.
All right. Well, I think it deserves it. We got the Raid 2 up against Gone Girl.
Nope, I'm
All
out.
right.
Am I up for this one
Yeah,
first?
Dan's up for this one. Yeah.
Dan, yeah.
Well, I could shit on Gone Girl because that's a shit ass piece of garbage movie. David Fincher
Ooh,
make better movies,
ooh.
and The Raid 2
Ooh,
is a
those are
phenomenal
fighting
action movie. Phenomenal action movie. How could you do better than The Raid? In The Raid 2, well, they did it. And it is a freaking, those movies are just incredible movies. And Gone Girl is a piece of garbage. Ben Affleck sucks in it. Everybody that's in it stink. David Fincher, do better.
That's all I'll take.
Wow. Yeah, that's kind of hot.
That's a hot take on this show. That's for
yeah.
sure. Gone Girl's a previous tournament winner, sir. So
yeah, but Wolf, what do you think?
Here's the answer. You want to know how you can do better than Raid and Raid 2? It's called Gone Girl. So I'll go.
Yeah,
Gone Girl.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it's called Gone Girl. Yep. So you're going for that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was my vote. That was like my answer. That was my quick answer there.
All right, cool. Jacob.
Well, I don't think that Gone Girl does action better than the Raid 2.
No,
as far as overall movie, it's really close for me because I do think both of these movies are really good. The Raid 2 I think has some of the best action sequences and fight scenes in all of movies. I could watch just those all day, every day. I think especially that kitchen scene. But I think Gone Girl is a good mystery. Even when you kind of figure out what's going on, you're still into the movie. I think the performances. I really enjoy Neil Patrick Harris in this movie. I think he's really good. I guess I just have to go. If both of the using my logic, if both of these were in front of me right now, which one would I rather watch? I'd probably go Raid 2 right now. If you ask me tomorrow, it might be Gone Girl. That's how close these are for me.
Well, Austin, what do you think?
Yeah, no, these are both really good. This is a tough match because Gone Girl's probably my second or third favorite Fincher movie. Like I think that movie's great, and the way it pulls the turn and the switcheroo in the middle is excellent. Masterfully done. No, it's good. Because you're against Ben Affleck and you're with him. It's fucking great. It's perfect.
Yeah.
You can do better than the Raid 2, and that's the Raid 1. I still prefer the original Raid. I just think the story is a little more succinct and it's a tighter movie. I think the Raid 2, some of the in between the fight scenes are, but the fights are incredible. So I'll give it to the Raid 2 because the Raid franchise needs more love.
Yeah. Well, I was considering maybe voting for the Raid 2, but now based on comments, I think I can't do it anymore. So I got to go with Gone Girl just because I've already told the story before, so I won't tell it all. But when I went to one of the biggest breakups I've ever had to a girl I was engaged to, and it was the first time that I'd seen a movie alone in like 5 or 6 years. And I went and saw Gone Girl, and I got to see this movie about a crazy bitch that just screws up people's lives, and I'm like fuck her, she gets what she gets, and I think the movie's really good. I actually like the twist for the exact same reason Austin said. You're against him, and then you're with him, and then you're sort of with Rosamund Pike, and then you're really against her, and also too, shout out Tyler Perry. When he's not doing goofy characters and he's actually playing someone serious, he's actually pretty good. So I like it. I do really like the Raid 2. I actually like the Raid 2 better than the first Raid. If you watch one of our other shows, tier ranker fights, I have one of the clips from the kitchen scene. I think that's might be one of the best one-on-one combat scenes, or martial arts scene ever put to screen. But I just think Gone Girl just holds a certain spot for me. So I got to go Gone Girl. Brian.
I'm going to go to Gone Girl as well. I was a big surprise for me. It was a great turn for Tyler Perry. He did a great dramatic role, and justice for Elizabeth Banks. She should have won the Oscar for that film.
Yeah, right. I would agree. So, and also I'm a big David Fincher fan. He's one in my top 5. So we're actually pretty high on Gone Girl on this panel. So.
All right. Well, hang on. That's high. Tie.
No, it's 4-3.
With me,
Three.
Wolf.
Three
Oh,
to three.
okay. All right.
3-3.
No,
Three
Okay.
to
Sorry,
three.
yeah.
My bad.
Jumping the gun.
Yeah, for some reason,
But
used
the
to having
tie
five
goes. But the
people
tie goes to
on the
Brian.
panel
Right?
always.
But the tie
Oh,
No, Brian already had a tiebreaker. It goes to
Neighbors.
Dan.
Oh,
That's
so
Dan.
Brian's gonna be
Oh, I finally get some.
So you can vote for whatever you want. Yeah,
I
there
can
you
I
go.
Oh,
finally
okay.
get some justice here. This
All right.
piece of garbage, freaking damn a movie.
piece of garbage. I don't know.
Thank God.
Oh, you're getting piece of garbage.
7, Zodiac, The Social Network, his show on Netflix. I mean, David Fincher's done so much better than Gone Girl. I freaking hated Gone Girl. Thank God. The Raid 2. Boom.
Yeah.
Oh,
All
we
right.
got next to Malcolm and Chris all in one.
Yeah, sorry. I was used to having only 5 people on the panel where 3 votes puts it through all week. So, but yeah, we got Whiplash though here. Going up against Snowpiercer.
Ooh, wow, that's a tough one.
Be tough. And who's up first now? It always throws me off
Wolfman.
on the tiebreaker.
Wolf.
All right,
Wolf is up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Snowpiercer is a really good film, but it's no Whiplash. Whiplash was the second best movie of 2014, right behind Birdman, and this film was just phenomenal. And I was just utterly blown away by it. So Whiplash.
Yeah. Jacob?
I hate that Snowpiercer is going up against Whiplash.
Yeah, why can't they go against Turtles? Come on.
Yeah, come on. Go against Penguins.
Because Snowpiercer won part 1 of the series, and for good reason, because I think it's an incredible movie. But I think Whiplash is just that much better. So yeah, before I get more upset about Snowpiercer possibly not making it, I'll just vote Whiplash and we can move on.
Yeah. Austin,
This one's literally like a toss-up. Like they're about on the same level for me. They're both really good. Just because I didn't get to vote for it because I wasn't on the show the other night, I'll vote for Snowpiercer.
Yeah. Yeah, this one's really close. Yeah, I think they're both phenomenal movies. I mean, Bong Joon-ho like directing a hell of a movie with Snowpiercer, and like one that I think was like kind of more of an indie type of a movie. I mean, but when you watch it, like it looks like a totally like a big budget movie to me. But I think it was kind of a little more indie. But yeah. But again, so was Whiplash in a lot of ways. But Whiplash is great, and I think that J.K. Simmons like plays phenomenal villains, like and like he's definitely a villain in this, in my eyes, and yeah, like just the things that he puts Miles Teller's character through, it's just like crazy, and like you just see the obsession and like he wants to be great, he wants to just like stick it to him and all those things, and I love the ending too, so I'll go with Whiplash. Brian?
Yeah, but this is a great matchup. But if I'm going just for the poster for it, I'm going to go Whiplash.
Yeah, like I've been watching way too many movies where the endings like decide for yourself, or like it just abruptly ends, and I hate that shit. So yeah,
that's
great ending.
excellent because then it makes
I hate that.
No, it makes you
like you
feel
decide.
like you are
it's like
part-
no, you tell me you're making the movie. I'm not a filmmaker. I don't decide.
But don't we like to have imagination? Like that's what
it depends on the ending. Like if it's like really alluding to something, or you can like kind of figure out where the movie was gonna go, it's one thing. But it just ends for no reason, and then just it's like, oh, I'm not gonna tell you what happened later, or like you can't infer anything.
Like what I watched,
like for example, the ending of Three Billboards. That's abrupt, but that's like really, really good.
Yeah, that one works, I guess. Yeah,
and then like the ending to Prisoners, I thought that was excellent. The way that they ended that very.
Yeah, for me, I have something like No Country for Old Men. That's one that's kind of like, I don't know if I loved it, but the movie's good.
Yeah.
There's that kind of stuff. But anyways, Dan, what do you think about this matchup here?
I'll tell you what, I absolutely love Snowpiercer. It was one of the pleasant surprises that year. I think it came out in 2014, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this whole class society all on a train, and you get the poor people in the back and the rich people the closer to the front of the train, and this whole post-apocalyptic world where they drive around on the train and around the world. And really, I mean, leave it to Bong Joon-ho to come up with kind of these kinds of films that really talk about different society as a whole and different classes and this kind of thing. But I coached football and I coached basketball, and I've been a coach and I've been a sports fan my whole entire life. And I equate Whiplash as like a sports film, and you have this overbearing coach trying to get the most out of his pupil, and sometimes it even like Full Metal Jacket to some extent. What happened with Army Lee Ermey and Pyle, where it's their job to turn a fat, chubby white kid into a killing machine in Full Metal Jacket. And this guy's trying to make this kid into the best jazz drummer he could. And because of him, I think if you look at the end of the movie, he does turn out to be a great drummer. And what he went through at the hands of this overbearing teacher was enough to turn him into a great piano drummer. And that's why just slightly I'm going to go with Whiplash, and I think there's a lot of correlations between sports and stuff and Whiplash.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
All right.
Whiplash. So it'll be Whiplash. Okay, cool. Whiplash. All right. So that's the end of the first round. So now we got all the pleasantries out of the way. So now we can. So now we can just fly through quick and get to a winner. Usually we just try to vote 10 seconds or less, basically. I mean, roughly about that long. And
now that we all ranted and raved about all these movies, then we could just keep our votes pretty quick and get to find out what the Elite Eight is. That'll move. The Elite Eight from this will move on to the 20 and face all the 2013 movies when we get to that.
That'll be the winners from this round.
All the winners from this one. And then we'll see what actually wins this tournament. So wins the championship. So we'll start with Jacob. Oculus and Interstellar.
Interstellar.
Okay. I'm gonna go Interstellar.
And sorry, Karen Gillan, because you're one of my favorites, but I gotta go Interstellar. Yeah. Brian.
Interstellar.
Yeah. Dan.
I'm not a fan of Interstellar. I'll go with Oculus.
Yeah. Wolf?
I'll make this a little bit more fun. The way I'm going to vote is by singing the music.
Yeah, right. All
So
right.
Oculus.
Yep.
Yeah. That's some great music from Oculus. Yeah, one of the best movie scores done mostly by an organ.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Watch the cover videos of people playing it on organs in giant cathedrals and churches. It's awesome. There's covers of that online. Go watch it. They're great. Anyway.
Nice. The Most Violent Year versus This Is Where I Leave You.
Me first. I'll take a Most Violent Year.
Yeah, I think just by a hair. It's close for me, but I'll go Most Violent Year. Brian?
This Is Where I Leave You.
Yeah. Dan?
A Most Violent Year.
Okay.
Yeah. Wolf?
A Most Violent Year.
Yeah. Jacob?
Most Violent Year.
Yeah.
Well, and Sweet 16 is where we leave. This Is Where I Leave You. So.
Yep. Yeah, we'll leave it right there.
All right.
Neighbors up against John Wick.
All right.
It's me first. Yeah, I just like John Wick pointing a gun at a little baby on that poster right there. But I got to go John Wick. Brian?
Neighbors.
John Wick.
Dan? Yeah. Wolfman.
Mr. Wick. Although that's a quote from the third film, but John Wick.
Yeah. Yeah. Jacob.
John Wick.
In Austin.
I'll take the Baba Yaga.
Yeah. Baba Yaga.
Oh, we should have done the Babadook. So then we had
Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga and the Babadook.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been good. Yeah.
Baba Yaga.
Yeah. How to Train Your Dragon 2 up against Draft Day.
That's a tough one.
Oh,
File them under movies that start with DR.
This
in
is
alphabetical order.
easy. Why are y'all saying, "Oh, this is easy"?
It's easier for me, Brian.
That's Brian.
This is tough. My slight hair, How to Dragon 2.
Yeah.
How do you train your dragon 2?
Yeah. Wolf.
This is not tough. By a landslide, How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Jacob.
Draft Day.
Yeah. Austin.
By a landslide, I'm gonna go Draft Day.
Ooh, I like where this is going because I would have gone Draft Day.
Well, I'm the tiebreaker. I'm the tiebreaker.
Tie, and Wolf has the tiebreaker. Come on, man, put your Draft Day. Come on, make me happy.
Yeah.
Come on.
Or I can just put through an actual legitimately great
movie like Draft Day. I agree. All right, Draft Day.
So How to Train Your Dragon. I'll put it through How to Train Your Dragon.
All right.
Oh, come on. Damn it.
Draft Day it is. All right. No. How to Train Your Dragon. All right. Well, that's fine. Like we at least have some animation.
Because of y'all voting out Grand Budapest Hotel, I'm not letting y'all have.
Yeah.
Not bad. Y'all voted out Hateful Eight in the first round. First
right.
match of the first part 1. Get out of here with that. Huh?
Yeah, like surprisingly, like nobody really liked the Hateful Eight on that panel. Like almost nobody.
And then Wolf was late to the show, so he couldn't vote for Tarantino. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we got Fury versus Guardians of the Galaxy. Ships
Dan,
versus tanks.
First. Yeah.
Me, I'm up first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guardians all the way.
Yeah. Wolf.
Yeah, I'll be pretty furious if Guardians doesn't win. So Guardians.
Yeah. Jacob.
Guardians.
Yeah. Austin.
Fury.
And I would have gone Guardians. Brian.
Let's see how Guardians will match up with LNC Soul Train 13 Guardians.
Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy. All right. Let's see. We got St. Vincent up against X-Men Days of Future Past. So we could potentially get a Marvel matchup of sorts.
Are we really? Is no one going to vote St. Vincent? I don't know.
I'll vote for St. Vincent.
We'll see.
Yeah,
it's maybe
St. Vincent's and Brian's 128. So just wait a second.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But Wolfman, you're up first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Days of Future Past.
Yeah. Jacob.
X-Men.
Yeah. Austin.
Yeah, I'll go X-Men.
Yeah. Days of Future Past. Brian.
I'm gonna go with St. Vincent.
Yeah.
X-Men Days of Future Past.
Yes. All right. Future Past.
And that's going to be Days of Future Present still. It's still here. So.
All right.
Got Top Gun Maverick up against Creed. All right. So
Battle of the Legacy sequels.
Yeah, the Legacy sequels.
Yeah.
Jacob.
Didn't these two face off in I feel like these two faced off.
I don't think so.
In the 2015 one, they might have. They might have.
I think they did.
Very possible.
Which was funny.
Yeah, it's very possible. Jacob.
Creed.
All right.
Yeah.
Austin. Let's go with Creed.
Yeah. It's pretty close here, but by a hair, Creed. Yeah. Brian.
Top Gun.
Yeah. Dan?
Thank God we can eliminate Top Gun Maverick from this freaking list. Creed.
Yeah. Well, Wolf.
I am so fucking happy right now. I legitimately thought that all y'all would be like, Top Gun, the biggest masterpiece of the 25th century. But no, it's
how dare people like what they like?
So I'll go Creed.
How dare people like a fucking great movie, entertaining movie, horrible.
How dare people like America?
It's not. I mean, even I like the film. Okay, it's not. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's like people are like hailing it a masterpiece. No, get out of here. Creed, though.
Well, I think.
Yeah, and people could say the same about you, saying movies you think are a masterpiece. It's all a matter of opinion.
You know what? Fuck Grand Budapest Hotel. That movie ain't no masterpiece. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
But boring piece of shit.
But Malcolm said that they thought it was the final of the 2015 tournament. It might have been. Yeah,
I think so.
Maybe. Yeah, it might have been.
Yeah.
Here you go. And he said it. He's a masterpiece. He literally just said it.
It doesn't make any sense, Malcolm.
Yeah, right. We got the Raid 2 up against Whiplash.
All right.
Okay.
Me first?
Who's first? You?
Me. I'm going to go Raid 2.
Man, like, I'm just like really high on Whiplash. Like, I really do like the Raid 2, and it's like every time, like there's just something that I might vote for a little more. Cause I don't know, but I'll go with Whiplash. Yeah. Brian?
Justice for Goodacre, Whiplash.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go with Whiplash here. Even though I was glad to see the Raid beat that dog crap of Gone Girl, I gotta go with Whiplash here.
Sure, yeah. Wolfman.
My logic is I want to see two fighting movies, Creed and The Raid, go up against each other. So
yeah, it's a combat.
Do like combat style movies, a different kind of combat. But
you look for
so I would have gone with The Raid for that logic. But
yeah, sounds good. So it's gonna be Whiplash. Did you vote, Jacob?
Jacob.
I'm gonna go with Whiplash.
All right, Whiplash. Cool. Whiplash it is. And that might be all. Yep. So we have our Elite Eight that are moving on. So now
we have
get to it. The winner here. What's the best one? 2014 or the latter series?
Whiplash, Creed, Interstellar, Most Violent Year, John Wick, How to Train Your Dragon 2, Guardians of the Galaxy, and X-Men Days of Future Past. We'll all move on to the 2013 tournament, but we still need to find out who wins this tournament.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We can do a unique winner.
So we got
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You might. We'll
Start
see.
With you, Jordan or Brian?
Maybe.
Is it Brian or Jordan?
Jordan goes first. Jordan first. Interstellar. Most
yeah.
Violent
So it's Interstellar and the Most Violent Year. I really liked the Most Violent Year. I just kind of would have liked a little more intensity to it. I mean, but that's not really knocking it. That's a very minor nitpick. But I got to go with Interstellar. So
I'll go with
these
the
other.
Oh, continue.
I was gonna say in these final matchups, you got to get nitpicky because the matchups get tough. But anyways, Brian, you can go ahead.
Yeah, I'll go with the Most Violent Year on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lived this. I lived this story as a kid growing up in the early 80s and the late 70s with the gas shortage, and I knew how hard it was for people to get gas and the things these are criminals that were robbing these trucks because people didn't have gas. And so this really hit home for me. And even though it was in New York, I lived in Boston, very similar scenarios in the whole country, going on. So I'd definitely go with the Most Violent Year.
Yeah, and I looked it up too. So that all the events happening at the time are all true, but this specific story is actually not a true story. But they used all the events that are happening at that time period. That's all true. That was actually happening. So yeah, but Wolfman.
One of these days, Austin, we have to even though it's a great fucking movie, we got to do a monthly mistake to Interstellar just to take a shot every time Matthew McConaughey says Murph.
Dude, yeah, but that's 3 hours, man. I'll be dead.
Yeah, we did.
You got to stick to movies that are an hour and a half. It's a formula that works. You can't go over
a Murph counter.
You can't go over 2 hours with a multi mistake.
Yes, that's true. No, but yeah, because of that, I'll give it to Interstellar though.
All right.
Yeah. Well, Jacob.
Interstellar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Interstellar.
Awesome. All right, it'll be Interstellar. We got John Wick up against How to Train Your Dragon 2. All right, so now we're back to Brian.
Are you guys just giving it to Nolan because of Nolan? Are you guys? I mean,
no, it's a great fucking movie.
It's a great fucking movie.
Yeah, it's great.
It's one of the worst movies of his filmography.
No,
That's
to me, I think it's honestly the last actual great Nolan movie. I thought Dunkirk was boring as hell.
Yeah.
I thought
boring.
I thought
I
Tenet was
hated
best.
Tenet. I hated Tenet.
Tenet
I hated,
sucked.
hated Tenet.
Dunkirk sucked.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's not just
it
because of
really
Nolan, because I've been cold on Nolan for a couple of movies now. Interstellar's the last one I loved. Like honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm looking forward to Oppenheimer because it's more of a straightforward just movie. Like it'll probably be good. So
yeah.
All right. Anyways,
Well,
Brian.
Yeah,
Yeah,
How
Brian.
to Dragon 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
John Wick.
Dan? Yeah. Wolf.
How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Jacob.
John Wick.
Yeah. Austin.
John Wick.
Yeah, it's got to be John Wick. So,
Right.
John Wick. Moving on. Baba Yaga. All right. Then we got Guardians of the Galaxy up against.
Got a
Actually,
Marvel
Jurassic-
matchup.
Marvel matchup. Yeah. So, which
Right.
which
Dan.
Marvel movie you like better? So,
Well, you have the Fox X-Men versus the Marvel's MCU, and
yeah.
Disney bought Fox and did away with the Fox X-Men for a reason. Most of them sucked, and the MCU probably 9 out of 10 of them movies of if you average it out are great, and so Guardians wins this one.
Yeah. Wolf. What do you think?
Yeah, I love both these movies. They were super high up on my list, but Guardians I love just a little more. So I'm going to lean towards Guardians.
Yeah. Jacob.
Guardians.
Yeah. Austin.
Days of Future Past.
Yeah, like I think that when it comes to actual characters, like the X-Men were one of the main comic book series I read growing up, all the different iterations, and I've read this exact comics series, but still, like I just like the way the Guardians was executed a little more. Like it's really close, but I got to go Guardians. Brian.
What is number 128? That's X-Men.
Ooh, so
42 for
a little
Guardians.
love for X-Men, but it'll be Guardians. So. Right. We got Creed up against Whiplash. Right.
All right, Wolfman.
Yeah.
Ooh. You know what? I'm just riding a Creed 3 high right now. Even though I loved like Whiplash more, I want to go Creed.
Sure. Yeah. Jacob.
Whiplash.
Yeah. Austin.
I'll go Creed.
Well, I'm kind of riding a Creed high, but I'm also like an all-time Whiplash high, so I got to go Whiplash. Brian.
Whiplash Wild Turbine. Creed has it, so Creed.
Yeah. Dan.
I'm going with Whiplash.
Yeah.
The tie.
We have a
So
tie?
it goes to
Yeah.
Jacob.
Whiplash.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Whiplash. All right. All right. So I believe we have our final four. So this is what it comes down to. So we got Interstellar, John Wick, Whiplash, and Guardians. Which ones are actually from 2014?
All of them.
All of them.
All of them.
No, 4.
All of them.
So we
So
will
I was
have
thinking Whiplash and Guardians were 2015. I guess I was off.
Nope.
Creed.
So they're-
Creed was
They're
2015.
all okay, so they're all 2014.
I'll tell you the months they
Cool,
came
that
out.
works.
I'll tell you the months they came out.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah. Well,
August for Guardians, July for Interstellar, October for John Wick, and Whiplash was January at Sundance, but then came out in November for its awards season run.
yeah.
I thought
makes sense.
I thought it started with November.
Yeah, Interstellar was November.
Okay.
July. All of Nolan's movies were July.
Nope.
Weren't
No.
Interstellar.
Yeah, I think it was. I remember it being a holiday because I remember I went.
maybe you're right. Maybe
October
you're right.
26, 2014 for Interstellar.
All right,
Thanks,
there you
Google.
go. I got that one wrong then.
But 3 out of 4 ain't bad. But we got Interstellar versus John Wick. So
Jacob's up
for
first. Yeah.
John Wick.
Yeah, Austin.
Interstellar.
I'll go John Wick. Brian.
Interstellar.
All right, Dan.
John Wick.
Yeah.
And Interstellar.
Ooh, so we have a tie or what? Do we
Yep. To me, Interstellar.
Ooh, all right. Interstellar. All right, that's fine.
Not surprised. I just haven't seen it.
Well, we
so.
got. Yeah. Well, you might be able to watch it now if it wins. I mean, you can watch it anytime, but you may want to be more motivated.
I'll never watch it.
I will throw from here all the way to wherever you live my 4K so you can watch it.
Yeah,
I have.
See, there you go.
He doesn't have
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He only got
No,
Blu-ray.
Well, we got Guardians of the Galaxy versus Whiplash. So,
I'm up first.
Awesome.
I'll go Guardians.
Just because of the matchup that I want to see, like a space battle would be cool. So let's go Guardians. Yeah. Brian?
Guardians.
Yeah.
Whiplash.
Yeah. Wolf?
Just because of the matchup I want to see of the two of the top 3 movies of 2014 going up against each other, Whiplash.
Yeah. Jacob?
Closest one so far for me. Slight edge to Whiplash.
Ooh, so is it a tie?
Another tie. This time to Jordan.
Well, you know what? Like, I was going to go one way, but like I'm literally 50-50. I like these movies almost equally. So I'll switch it up. And I'll go Whiplash. So let's go Whiplash for the win. Yeah. So, yeah. We have our finals here, Interstellar versus Whiplash. So it just depends what
Shazam
kind of
versus
thing
Nolan.
Yeah, that you're into more. So, yeah, Chazelle versus Nolan. So, and
Well,
who's
Jordan,
first now?
you had the tiebreaker, but you got to start this time.
Oh, man. Like, nobody's going to have a little more time to think about it because I think that like I really like the sheer epicness of Interstellar. But, I mean, I just like the performances and the writing. And, like, there's just a lot to love from Whiplash. So, I think I got to give it to Whiplash. Yeah. Brian?
For the unique winner, Interstellar.
Oh, okay. That is true because Whiplash has won before, but Dan?
Yeah, I got to go with Whiplash. I think that if you correlate this to coaching in sports and the kind of trying to get the most out of your pupil or your athlete or whatever, it blows the whole concept of Interstellar right out of the water. I mean, it's slow, it's long, it's plotting. The thing with Matt Damon at the end was just not, it was kind of dumb. I definitely go with Whiplash.
Yeah. Well, Wolf.
Yeah, because I know for a fact Whiplash won Ross's top 64 when he did that. And I don't know, and I know Austin won't tell me, but I don't know if Interstellar has won a tournament or not. So because of that, I am going to lean Interstellar.
Yeah, well, for anyone who might be watching or like why we want a unique winner, because we're going to take the first 128 unique winners from a tournament. Once we hit our 200th episode, we're going to do a big 3-part series with all the unique winners. So it's kind of fun to get a unique one. So, but Jacob?
Whiplash.
Yeah. And Austin?
Interstellar. So it comes down to a tie.
Oh, and
Brian.
Goes to Brian. You get to decide the winner.
Interstellar.
Oh, Interstellar. All right.
All right. Hey.
Interstellar is your winner. There you go.
All right.
I'm not mad about it. So
nice.
That has won a tournament before. That's the thing. I can't.
Interstellar has not won a tournament before.
All right.
So and as stated correctly, Whiplash won Ross Bristow's 64. So it is a previous winner. And nice. John Wick is a previous winner, which almost won. John Wick won Richie's original 64. So that is a previous winner. Everything else, Guardians has come close, never won.
Oh, wow.
Creed has come close several times, never won. There's a couple of those movies that have come very close, but have never won. So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that was fun. It's a short little half bracket. So you imagine how long this show would have gone if we would have had a full bracket. So, yeah, but that was fun. So, yeah, at least another hour probably. But 3 hours is about right when we have a tournament of 64. That's actually like good time for us. So, but yeah, that'll do it. So, yeah, that was fun. So,
I'll start off with plugs because my phone's about to die. So I just need to.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, you want to go first? Where can we find you?
So yeah, you can find me on my YouTube channel, Mega Movies, where we do movie reviews, like rankings, all that fun stuff. So on obviously, as we talked about on tomorrow night, I'll have Austin on, and we're going to do Back to the Hood, the Leprechaun.
Well, Leprechaun in the Hood, not Back to the Hood.
Or not
Back
to the Leprechaun.
Make sure you watch the correct bad movie, Wolf, and not the wrong one. Watch Leprechaun in the Hood.
Yeah, right.
Don't make the mistake, and don't make another monthly mistake and watch the wrong movie first.
Watch me like get like drunk or something beforehand, and I pop in the wrong at the Hood.
No, Leprechaun in the Hood is on Peacock if anybody wants to follow along with us. So yeah. There you go.
And so yeah, we'll be doing that on Saturday, and then on Sunday I will well, maybe not Sunday because it's Oscars. I will be covering the Oscars on Sunday, but then also this week I will be giving you guys the conclusion to my Scream 6, like my Scream review series of Scream 6, and then I'll also be ranking the Ghostface killers and ranking the franchise. So you can see a bunch of Scream content coming out here soon. And yeah, just a lot of great stuff. And also, Ross and I have been talking. There's something big happening for the channel soon, but we can't talk about it. But it's nice. Like it might alter and change like the channel for good, like for better. So, but yeah, so that's just a little bit of stuff there. But unfortunately, this is where I leave you.
Sure.
See that?
All right, thanks, Wolf. Yeah, we'll see you later.
Yeah, see you later.
Yeah, but this month
will be a most violent year when we get drunk on our monthly mistake, and
Yeah, but
they're hitting things.
But yeah, like you're talking about like ranking Scream characters and that kind of thing. Like March has had some like really good movies so far. So like it's actually holding up. I've even heard 65's decent. I haven't seen it, but I've heard it's like a decent.
Hey, you know what looks great about 65? Fucking great. It's 90 minutes.
Yeah, it's 90 minutes.
In a world of every other movie in theaters right now is 2.5 hours. A 90-minute movie's looking really fucking good to me.
Yeah, all right.
Like I'm just saying. 90 minutes.
Well, I tried to see.
Really nice runtime.
I tried to see it last night because I was going to try to do a double feature, but my work ran long. So
especially when John Wick 4 is going to be 3 hours long. Like that, 65, 90 minutes looks good.
Yeah. Well, we'll go to Brian, and where can we find you?
Yep, I do trivia in most spaces. JPO's League, other leagues. I'm in the tournament of the ASAT tournament. My first match against Nick Hernandez. I appear here mostly. Next time I'll be on the anime tier ranker 8 earlier, I believe it's called.
Yeah.
And I judge debates on movie battleground and I appear rank sometimes.
Yeah. Sounds good. Well, Dan, where can we find you?
Well, I'm a film critic in Orlando, Florida. I write for right there below my name, fromthefourthrow.com, and also disappointmentmedia.com. Also, I am a member of Gone with the Wind, an awards show podcast with Malcolm Lay. We're going to be doing our final Oscar predictions tomorrow night, and then we'll do our reactions on Monday to the Academy Awards, which are Sunday night, and I'll be live tweeting those on Sunday night from the Fourth Row on Twitter. And also I've been on the Dill Pickle movie network the last couple of months. They do a show called Picture This, where we take the 5 Academy Awards and reconfigure them for what we think should have won or could have won. And we're doing all the Godfather years. So we did 72, 74, and in April we're going to do 1990. So if you like to have some revisionist history for the Academy Awards, that's a fun show that Dylan and Chad and I do.
Oh yeah, no, Dylan. I think has Dylan been on here yet? We've had Chad and Carrie on. That's right. Dylan was on with us, but Chad Webb's been on here a bunch of times. Yeah, we know Chad real well, and obviously Malcolm Way is a big part of our channel, so we love Malcolm. Yeah, so yeah. Definitely.
We almost had Chad on tonight, but he had something going on last minute or something.
Oh, really?
So,
okay.
But Jacob, where can we find you?
You can catch me right here watching possibly the greatest ladder match in WWE history. You can also catch me and Austin doing a podcast about movies. We're going to reschedule to next week because life being sick and work has been a little crazy, so I haven't been able to see Creed 3 yet. So it's kind of hard to talk about the Rocky franchise when you have not completed it.
Yeah.
But next week we will be doing the Rocky franchise, and then Lonely Marks. I believe we're back to our regular day of Thursday next week. That'll be a lot of fun. So yeah, that's where you can catch me.
Nice. Sounds good. Well, Austin, where can we find you?
I'm on here. I don't have much scheduled because I was on vacation, so I have no idea what the hell's going on this week just yet. So. Besides me and Jacob's show and Lonely Marks, I'll be on all that and whatever else. I don't really have much scheduled as of right now for the next week or two. So I'm sure everybody will get word I'm back, and I'll be booked up immediately for the whole week.
Already got you for like 3 things or something, So,
yeah, something like that. So everybody hit me up now that I'm back to do this trivia, do this debate.
8 shows a week.
Yeah, 8 shows a week. We'll be back at it, so don't worry about that.
Actually, literally, yeah. I actually think that'd be in like 3 groups for upcoming shows. So
yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, but yeah, let's see. You can find everything for the channel at Movie Hero 2121 on Twitter and Instagram. And then you can find a lot on my personal Instagram, Jordan83616. You can find the poll for the Elite 8 in the Schmodown Friends and Family group that we run over on Facebook. So if you want to go and you want to voice your opinion as to why some movies are there, some movies are not, like what you think of our picks for tonight, you can just go over there and you can voice your opinions there. The poll will probably be up in about 24 hours from now or so. But yeah, we've been doing a lot this week. We've literally had a show every other day. Then we're gonna also have trivia. So we have a trivia show that's called the Scene and Heard Trivia. And for right now, we're having it on the channel. We're not getting any copyright strikes, which I'm happy about because there is potential copyrighted content. So until we do, I'm just gonna leave it on the channel. But I am still gonna upload the episodes to a Patreon just in case we have to pull it down. But the goal is and the goal is to beat our current champion Moose Haas. He's our defending champion. He came back and defended, and so yeah, he'll be on Monday with Austin. He'll be there too. So yeah, it'll be fun. So and then I'm kind of putting a few of the other things on the back burner as far as like the my snack heroes, my video game streams. I'll get back into them for sure. Like I definitely plan to, but I've been focusing a lot on trivia because actually I'm like basically this weekend I got to spend like all day long every day because I got to prep for the show tomorrow. I got to like pretty much do the whole entire trivia setup, which usually takes me almost 2 weeks to do. I'm doing it in 2 days. I'm gonna rush through it and like work 8 hours and like on it straight. So and then also we have a show that's going on a Tuesday that's going to be best movie teams for tournament fight. And I thought, you know what? Like, we need to have some actual cool looking graphics with the movie team. So I'm also going to pile that on me too. So I'm going to be like spending like the entire weekend just prepping. I'm not doing anything else but just prepping for these shows. So yeah, but it's all worth it though because like on the channel is important. So I would just want to make quality content, you know. So yeah, but and then also like. If you go over to our Patreon, if you go to patreon.com/moviehero, that's where we'll have the trivia there in case we ever get a copyright. We also have some exclusive episodes. We'll be doing some episodes of our podcast League now, which we have a superhero draft coming up that'll be fun. We're going to be just drafting any superhero that you want. So yeah, and we're going to see some familiar faces, Moose Haas and Cousin Ryan, and also too, Austin. I just did. Cousin Ryan's podcast about Las Vegas. So
I'll be on that filming it on Wednesday for a show.
Oh, cool! So I talked about Vegas. Then you can talk about it, and then I'm sure you, Austin, too.
He said he might have down there because that was my first time ever. So yeah.
Yeah. So it's a lot of fun. Yeah, like Vegas, it definitely some. it's a place I recommend everybody go at least once in your lifetime for sure. Like you got to go, at least have the experience. But yeah, and then just a little preview of what we have coming up for tournament fights and tier ranker. What we're doing, Malcolm Lay's Top 128 Part 2 on Sunday. So like when I'm telling everybody, if you're on the episode, you want to have the Oscars on in the background, that's totally fine because like I don't really watch them live. I just kind of like watch some of the highlights and that kind of stuff. So, but then we got the best movie teams that I already talked about. We're also doing best found footage movies coming up next Friday. We also have Steven Shepard's Top 128 Championship that's coming up. And then in honor of the Oscars, and I already had Wolf put it together, we're going to do an A24 versus Neon at that tournament. So we're just going to split it basically half and half and just talk about movies from those studios. Yeah, so it'll be a tournament fights versus. And then we're going to back into animation, which we have the 80s and earlier is what I'm going to call it. So it's going to be any animated movie from the 80s and earlier to get more into some tournament. I mean,
are you including Roger Rabbit? That one.
A tier ranker. What was that, Brian?
Are you including Roger Rabbit in that episode or no? Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Are you including?
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
That is a debate we've been having. We're not sure yet. It might be a last minute decision. We'll see. Yeah. So.
Well, as far as awards go, the Academy Awards and so forth, how they judge it is it has to be 75% animation to less than 25% live humans, and that's how Marcel the Shell with shoes got on into the Academy Awards. Conversation.
Okay. Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
If Who Framed Roger Rabbit has 75% animation compared to less than 25% of human characters, that is considered an animated movie.
Well, we're letting Jacob Barber put it together, so that'll be up to you. Well, I'll leave it to you. You can include it or not. It's kind of whatever you want to do.
That's just based on the Academy Awards. If you want to do something different, then hey, do whatever.
Yeah.
If
right.
If Jacob, you put it on the list, I'm gonna have a debate. So put not an animated movie on the tier ranker.
Yeah.
I'm gonna argue that it's not, but okay.
Well, go look up the rule. Go look up the rule, Austin. You'll see what the Academy Award. They're the top of the top of the top.
But they didn't have that category when Who Framed Roger Rabbit came out either. So
you're right, they didn't. And that's it's funny that you bring this up. A friend of mine and I were talking about this yesterday. How about would it be awesome like one year that they retroactively give the Academy Award out for best animated feature going as far back as you possibly could? What a cool idea would that be? That year would be a battle because you have Grave of the Fireflies, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and another big one that came out that you'd have a three-way battle that year for what would win if you did a retroactive Oscar for that year.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, like that'd be pretty interesting actually. But just to throw a few last quick ones up here, we're doing Malcolm Lay's Championship episode coming up soon. Then for the release of the movie Air, we're doing a Matt Damon versus Ben Affleck tournament of all their movies. We also have we're doing part 2 of our best movie duos, and then we also have I'm making sure and I want to throw in too. We have an April Fool's episode planned. I'm not going to tell anybody what it is. You just got to tune in to find out. So that actually is on the schedule as well.
And my mystery tournament.
Oh yeah, I skipped over that. Yeah, so for Austin's birthday, actually, Friday, April 31st, we have
March 31st.
Yeah.
My birthday, and I have a mystery tournament where, in true tournament fights fashion, you're just going to come on here. You don't know what movies are coming. There's no rhyme, no reason, no theme. Just movies.
No topic, no anything.
Just 64 movies, random movies that I picked on here. So,
Austin, you got to get people to tune in for your April Fool's thing, and then when they tune in, there's actually nothing going on.
Well,
right. April Fool's. Yeah.
April Fool's. We've got something planned. We just can't say what it is.
But also, I'm going to do a similar thing for my birthday because it's roughly 1 month later on April 30th, but I'm going to do it as a tier ranker. So I'm going to switch it up that way. So,
okay.
But yeah, that's where you can find us, though. So I think that will do it for us tonight, though. So thanks again, guys, for being on the episode. That was was a fun time. We finally got to our winners, so we'll see what happens next month when we do our best of 2023. So
2013.
Yeah. Or sorry, 2013. I don't know why I said 2013.
We'll get to 2023 early next year.
Early next year. Yeah, right. But for Brian, for Dan, for Jacob, for Austin, for the Wolfman, I've been Jordan, the movie hero Anderson, and we will see you next time.